Chapter 11 Star Forest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After a night of silence, the next morning, Lan Xiaodai asked the waiter at the inn to bring breakfast. Everyone started to eat. After eating and drinking, they were ready to set off towards the Star Forest. Swish! At this time, a powerful soul power aura came from a distance. Liangchen ran to the window and took a look, and found a long sword appearing in the sky, carrying the three of them and flying quickly towards the Star Forest. Standing in front of the sword was a white-haired old man wearing a light blue robe. He was very handsome. He should be Sword Douluo. Behind him was an elegant middle-aged man holding a porcelain doll like little Lolita in his arms, who should be Ning Fengji and Ning Rongrong. Liangchen looked at Sword Douluo going away and thought that flying with a sword was very cool. When he practices the sword spirit in the future, he will definitely develop the skill of flying with a sword. Sword Douluo can also be regarded as the super handsome guy in Douluo Continent, and his appearance is on the same level as Qian Daolu. Not to mention, most of the soul masters who play with swords are handsome guys. As expected of Sword Douluo. Sword flying also brought two people with him. Su Lin couldn't help but praise Sword Douluo's flying skills. Xiaochen also has a sword spirit and can fly with a sword in the future. Sister Lan Xiaodai touched Liangchen's little head. They were very much looking forward to this little guy's future achievements. Let's eat. We will set off later. Lan Xiaodai greeted everyone to eat quickly. The soul hunting town is still hundreds of miles away from the Star Forest. The final journey is so rugged that the carriage cannot move forward. In order to reach the destination as soon as possible, Lan Xiaodai directly held Liangchen in her arms and took him towards the Star Forest. Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling were also following on the left and right. Swish! The senior soul master was very fast, and after an hour, they had reached the edge of the Star Forest. The Star Do Forest is the largest soul beast forest in the Douluo Continent. It is half the size of the entire Balik Kingdom. The entire forest lies in the center of the two empires of Tiando and Xingluo. 40% of the area is within the territory of the Tiando Empire. The remaining 60% is within the Star Luo Empire. Wuhuan Palace is located at the junction of the two empires, only about 600 kilometers away from the Star Do Forest. With the resources of the entire Star Do Forest at its back, it can be said to be uniquely blessed. The Star Do Forest is also the forest with the largest number of soul beasts. All the soul beasts needed by general soul masters can be found here. But the Star Do Forest is also the most dangerous soul beast forest in the entire Douluo Continent. It is rumored that there are still 100,000-year-old soul beasts in the center of the forest. This is only what people on the Douluo Continent know. As a time traveler, Liangchen knows that the Silver Dragon King and a group of ferocious beasts that are over 150,000 years old are hiding deep in the Lake of Life in the Star Do Forest, where the most dangerous place in Douluo Continent. Liangchen was very shocked when he looked at this magical forest of stars. There were towering trees, exotic flowers and plants. Of course, the blue-silver grass was the most numerous. Gigi. Rustle. Ouch. At this moment, as soon as everyone stepped into the outskirts of the forest, they saw some birds and animals that were less than 100 years old, flying through the forest, making various sounds from time to time. Xiaochen, the Star Do Forest is the forest with the most soul beasts in the entire continent. Along the way, Lan Xiaodai introduced Liangchen to the Star Do Forest and the knowledge of survival in the soul beast forest. She, Su Lin, and Lan Xiaoling formed a cross-shaped formation, surrounded the little guy in the center, and set off to the depths of the Star Do Forest. At this moment, Liangchen was watching all directions and listening in all directions, guarding against attacks from those spirit beasts. Although he was protected by three masters, he had to learn to protect himself when entering this kind of forest. Xiao Chen. There is a sword here, you can use it for self-defense. Lan Xiaodai took out an exquisite 3-foot-long sword from the soul guide and handed it to Liangchen for self-defense. Okay. Aunt Lan. After receiving the long sword handed over by Lan Xiaodai, Liangchen suddenly had an idea and wanted to practice his sword skills, so he waved the sword and started playing around. Aunt Lan. This sword is very beautiful. Can you give it to me? Liangchen asked with a smile. Silly boy. I took out this sword and gave it to you. Lan Xiaodai smiled sweetly. This sword was given to her by Lu Rian back then. At that time, she and her sister had not yet married Yun Hanxing. They traveled to the mainland with Yifeng and were very carefree. Looking back now, they all feel. It's full of memories. Thank you Aunt Lan. Liangchen had already memorized the exquisite sword moves in Wanmei Yingfeng sword technique. Following the sword moves in his mind, Liangchen began to dance. Swish, swish, swish. Stab, chop, tease, whirlwind stab, oblique stab. The long sword in Liangchen's hand was as flexible as a swimming dragon. The sword flowers exuded a sharp aura and were extremely gorgeous. The sword blade was attached with soul power, and its lethality was very huge. Several trees as big as small bowls 3 meters away were chopped off by the sword blade, making Liangchen feel as if he had a sword in his hand and could conquer the world. It is indeed the peerless swordsmanship of the sword god Tianshui Academy. For the soul masters in Douluo world, this is simply a magical skill. Liangchen remembered that the swordsmanship of the sword master Yi Guqing was a little more powerful than Tianshui Academe's swordsmanship. If he learned the skills of the flying immortal from heaven, he would be very popular in the future. The little guy is really a genius in swordsmanship. This swordsmanship feels more powerful and sophisticated than his father's. Seeing that Liangchen had mastered his swordsmanship, the 3 girls retreated to the edge and watched him quietly practicing his swordsmanship, feeling very happy in their hearts. Aunt Lan. I think you can also learn Wanmei Yingfeng sword technique. If you master these sword techniques, it will be the same as creating your own soul skills. After practicing hundreds of sword techniques, Liangchen felt very comfortable. In order to improve the strength of those around him, Liangchen also introduced the secrets of Wanmei Yingfeng sword technique to Lan Xiaodai and others, so that they could also learn the sword technique in the future. These people are all his relatives, and Liangchen hopes that they can all become stronger. He will not be like Tang San next door, who possesses the Tang sect's unique skills and is reluctant to pass them on to his wife Xiao Wu. Well. It's time for us to change our thinking. This peerless swordsmanship is used in Xiaoqin's hands, just like his own soul skills. But such a precious swordsmanship cannot be passed on indiscriminately, otherwise the consequences will be serious. When Liangchen said this, the 3 girls looked at each other and made a change in their hearts. The extreme flow teaching model of Tianshui College also had to be changed. This matter will be arranged after we return to the academy. For now, let's look for the soul beast. Su Lin, have you thought about your 7th soul ring? Ice toad, blue lin dragon, blue flag swordfish and other soul beasts are all acceptable. Then let's look for the celestial vine for Xiaoqin first, and then set off deep into the forest. Sister Lan Xiaodai and Su Lin were discussing the 7th soul ring. Liangchen was listening quietly. He felt that the soul beast Su Lin wanted to find all had water attributes, which was a bit extreme. This should be the limit of Tianshui Academy. Let's use flow teaching mode. Liangchen remembered that all the soul beasts killed by the Force clan were of the strength type. The martial soul of that clan seemed to be called the Great Gorilla, which also caused the people of that clan to look like King Kong, and all their soul skills were of the strength attribute. Yes, it is simply the extreme of extremes. The group of people set out towards the depths of the star forest, and the soul beasts they encountered became increasingly powerful. A snake as thick as a bucket, 20 meters long, crawled forward while spitting out letters. Hiss. The giant snake made a hissing sound from its mouth, which was very scary. Liangchen felt that the giant snake could swallow a strong man of 200 to 300 kilograms alive. Click. A large centipede more than 10 meters long, with densely packed legs as thick as the mouth of a small bowl, and 2 pincers in front of its head like giant sickles, killed a goat in one fell swoop and swallowed it in its mouth. this scene reminded Liangchen of the centipede spirit in a Chinese ghost story. Ouch! Tweet, gray wolves as big as calves quickly chased and killed other weak spirit beasts, and many plant spirit beasts. After being frightened, they surrounded themselves with branches. There were even some trees dozens of meters high that would quickly run. The raptor in the sky was more than 10 meters long. It screamed from its mouth and flew past everyone's heads. Looking at these powerful soul beasts, Liangchen felt his scalp numb. It was as if he had entered a monster world. It was the first time he saw these ferocious beasts, and he was still a little uncomfortable. Xiaochen. We are here, don't be afraid. Lan Xiaodai looked at Liangchen's nervous look, reached out and patted him gently on the back. It's normal to be scared when you see a spirit beast for the first time. We were the same when we were kids. Lan Xiaoling and Su Lin smiled beside them. I'm not afraid, I'm judging the age of these soul beasts. Liangchen refused to admit that he was afraid even to death. If you carefully observe the signs on these soul beasts, you will see that they are all around 300 years old. The Encyclopedia of Soul Beasts records many signs of soul beasts in different age groups, which are easy to identify. Regarding the Encyclopedia of Soul Beasts, Liangchen only read a little bit about it. It seems that he must master this knowledge as soon as possible in the future. These are the experiences summed up by countless soul master ancestors in Douluo Continent. Everyone continued walking deeper into the forest, when suddenly a strong wind blew up in front of them, followed by a howling. Ouch! Yun Song Long, Feng Song Hu, these are tiger-like soul beasts, and they are also very powerful soul beasts. Be careful. Lan Xiaodai asked everyone to stop and prepare to fight. Hoo-hoo! After a strong wind, a huge ghost tiger rushed toward everyone. It was probably around 8,000 years old. Hiss! Rustle! Immediately afterwards, a 3-meter-long giant scorpion and a 20-meter-long spotted python also came from both sides. They were probably around 5,000 years old. In the distance, there is a 5,000-year-old human-faced devil spider, prostrate on a big tree, staring at everything quietly. Humph! These ferocious soul beasts that are less than 10,000 years old still want to use us as food. Xiaoling, let's go and fight quickly. Su Lin. Protect Xiaochen. Lan Xiaodai released her martial spirit, called her sister, and prepared to fight. Tweet. Buzzing. The cry of the phoenix sounded, and an ice phoenix appeared from behind Lan Xiaodai, yellow, yellow, purple, black, and black. 8 soul rings slowly rose from her body. Lan Xiaoling also released her jade dolphin, 2 yellow, 2 purple and 3 black, and 7 soul rings appeared. Sister. Do you want to kill them all? You don't have to kill them all, just repel them. If you kill these soul beasts, the smell of blood will attract more powerful soul beasts. Moreover, these soul beasts are excellent resources. It is a pity to kill them. They may be used in the future. On. Swish. The first soul skill, freezing. Lan Xiaodai released her soul skill, and in an instant, countless ice cubes appeared on the ground, and several thousand-year-old soul beasts that rushed over were immediately frozen. 5th soul skill, water cannon attack. Lan Xiaoling also released her 5th soul skill, water cannon attack. Bang bang bang. Several water cannons flew out of her hands quickly, accurately hitting the frozen soul beasts and knocking them away instantly. Even the man-faced demon spider on the big tree in the distance was also accurately hit. Ouch! Hiss! The soul beast that has been around for thousands of years has also gained some intelligence. After being beaten away, it knew that it was in trouble and ran away immediately. Liangchen saw that Lan Xiaoling's water cannon attack was like a cannonball. It was so lethal even at a distance of 20 meters. It was really not easy. Xiaochen. How do you feel? Su Lin looked at the surprised look of the little guy in her arms and smiled. Aunt Lan and their soul skills are very powerful. Liangchen waved his hands and said excitedly. Let's go. Lan Xiaodai greeted everyone to move on. Several people searched in the forest for a day, but still didn't find the soul beast they wanted. They encountered 2 waves of ferocious soul beast attacks along the way. Liangchen also killed a century-old ghost wolf, which was very exciting. At this time, there was a cave ahead, about 20 square meters in size. It was very dry inside. There was a small river 200 meters away from the cave entrance. It was an ideal place for camping. Lan Xiaodai proposed to rest here for one night. We'll spend the night here tonight and continue looking tomorrow. Several people walked into the cave and found that there were no animals and the ground was very clean. Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling set up the tent skillfully, and Liangchen also helped. In my previous life, I also watched the program Survival in the Wilderness by Mr. Bei, and found this kind of wilderness survival experience very exciting. Lan Xiaodai went to the forest to collect some dry firewood, then went to the river to bring back a dozen buckets of water, and then boiled a pot of hot water outside the cave entrance to prepare dinner. As early as when passing through Soto City, Lan Xiaodai purchased a large amount of rice, flour, grain and oil, cooking utensils, and various dried vegetables and meat. They were all stored in the Soul Guide, which could feed 4 people for a month or 2. The reason why Lan Xiaodai brought so many food ingredients was because Liangchen was still young and was in the period of growing up, so he had to keep up with the food and couldn't let him eat dry food every day. Lighting a fire in the forest may attract some soul beasts that are not afraid of fire, but as a strong soul fighter, Lan Xiaodai is not afraid of these. Besides, this place is still outside the Star Do forest, and there are no soul beasts that are more than 10,000 years old. Sister. What are you having for dinner tonight? Lan Xiaoling said with a smile. Preserved beef stuffed with dried winter bamboo shoots, stir-fried blue silver grass, stuffed dried carp with oil, and an egg drop soup. The conditions are limited, so we can only make these. Wow! It's been a long time since I've had food cooked by the Dean. Su Lin. Didn't you eat enough of my cooking before? Come over here and help. You are also my mother's student, so you have to call me senior sister outside. Yes. Beautiful senior sister. After Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling set up the tent, they also helped. The 3 girls were talking and laughing, and the scene was very warm. Liangchen sat in the distance, watching such a scene, which felt like the show Beauty's private kitchen in the TV series in his previous life. It was very eye-catching. An hour later, a sumptuous dinner was ready, and the alluring aroma filled the nostrils, making people's index fingers twitch. Xiaochen. Go wash your hands quickly and come over for dinner. Lan Xiaodai woke up Liangchen, who was meditating and practicing. Okay. Aunt Lan. There is delicious food, and Liangchen is in a very good mood. After a delicious meal, Lan Xiaodai took out a large pot and a large wooden barrel and began to boil hot water, while Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling went to take a bath in the river far away. Xiaochen. Take a shower quickly, my aunt will help you outside. Lan Xiaodai poured hot water into the bucket and told Liangchen to take a shower. Good guy. Why are you here to hunt soul beasts? This is for traveling. Seeing this scene, Liangchen felt it was so interesting. Thank you Aunt Lan. Liangchen soaked in the barrel and felt very relaxed. This kind of life was so comfortable. After a while, after Su Lin came back, Lan Xiaodai also ran to the river and took a bath. Women love to be clean, let alone beauties. After all the hard work, it was already dark and I couldn't see my fingers. Fortunately, the fire was still burning, illuminating the entire cave. Xiaochen. Go to bed soon. Seeing that the night was getting late, Lan Xiaodai interrupted Liangchen, who was practicing, and asked him to go to bed. Okay. Aunt Lan. Liangchen got into the tent and started to sleep, and soon fell into a deep sleep. Su Lin, Xiaoling, you go to bed. I will be responsible for keeping watch. Sister. Let's sleep for the first half of the night. Junior sister Su Lin and I will stay awake for the rest of the night. You can sleep for the rest of the night. Okay. That's it. After practicing for an hour, the three girls began to allocate their training time and spent the night in the spirit beast forest, so they had to be constantly on guard against attacks by spirit beasts. After Su Lin entered the tent, she came to lie down next to Liangchen, and held the little guy in her arms as a pillow. Su Lin. I feel like you did it on purpose. Do you have to hold the little guy in your arms to fall asleep? Lan Xiaoling was speechless as she watched this woman's operation. Sister Xiaoling. As Xiaoqin's teacher and living in the Star Forest, I have to be responsible for his safety. This is called personal protection. Su Lin ignored Lan Xiaoling's teasing and continued to hold Liangchen in her arms. Here, give him the warmest care. I know you were a little unwilling to lose to Lu Rian back then. Did you want to attack his son? You must not mess around. Lan Xiaoling felt that something was wrong with this woman. Sister Xiaoling, you are thinking too much. Su Lin smiled charmingly at Lan Xiaoling and thought to herself, even if I have this idea, it is impossible to realize it. When the little guy grows up, he himself will be old. Liangchen was sleeping soundly at the moment, but he felt as if he was surrounded by something again, with a nice fragrance, which was very comfortable. In a daze, I felt that I couldn't turn over, so I stretched out my hand, trying to move it. The next moment, he touched something soft, causing Liangchen to wake up immediately and found that he was in the arms of the beautiful teacher Su Lin again. What the hell? Why are you here again? How can I sleep with this? What a crime! When they were in the soul-hunting town, this woman promised Sister Lan Xiaodai that she would protect her personally. She was really addicted to it. It was so speechless. The dean's grandmother had told her before that Su Lin had pursued her father back then, but her mother Lu Rian had blocked her, so this woman could not succeed. Is this woman going to attack me now? Although this kind of thing is very exciting, thinking of this, Liangchen began to recite Bing Xian Ju silently in his heart. If your heart is as clear as ice, you will not be surprised when you step on the sky. Everything is changing but still calm, the spirit is refreshing and the air is calm. In order to make himself fall asleep, Liangchen recited the Bing Xian Ju 5 times in his mind, which calmed him down, and finally he slowly fell into a deep sleep. Chapter 12 Sky Ivy in 999. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. 2 days later, Liangchen and others finally found the celestial vine soul beast in a small valley. Azure vine is a top-level plant soul beast. Its vines are emerald in color and crystal clear. The vines of this plant soul beast are very tough. The older they get, the tougher they become. It usually relies on the vines to wrap around and strangle its prey. After killing the prey, it absorbs the nutrients in it to strengthen itself. Liangchen remembered that the 3 major educational committees of Tiantou Royal Academy were all Contra strong. Among them, the Jilin Contra spirit was Tianqingting. This kind of spirit was also very powerful. Sister. This celestial vine is close to 1,000 years old. What should I do? It has exceeded the age of the second Soul Master Ring. Lan Xiaoling asked her sister. Then let's look for it again. Lan Xiaodai and Su Lin didn't want Liangchen to take the risk of absorbing a soul ring that was close to 1,000 years old. Aunt Lan. This is my first soul ring. Liangchen directly proposed to hunt the soul beast in front of him. Although he wanted to get 1,000-year soul ring, it was too difficult to find. Now that I am only 6 years old, I can't take too many risks. I can also slowly increase the age of my soul ring when I take the divine test in the future. No. Xiaochen. This azure vine is at least 990 years old. You can't withstand the energy impact of this kind of spirit ring. Sister Lan Xiaodai and Su Lin rejected Liangchen in unison. This little guy was simply too bold. Swish. Liangchen directly summoned the pure June sword. As soon as the attached soul bone was activated, a pair of golden wings surrounded by thunder and lightning appeared behind him. Aunt Lan. Teacher Su Lin, I am serious, I want to order this soul ring. Liangchen wielded the Chunjun sword, and with the blessing of the flying skill of the attached soul bone, he shot towards the green vine in the sky. When Tang San next door was 6 years old, he could rely on the martial arts in Xiantian Baolu to single-handedly kill a mandala snake that was more than 400 years old. Liangchen also wanted to try the results of his 2 years of training. Besides, he also had the blessing of 15,000 years of external soul bones. How strong could the sky ivy, which was less than 1,000 years old, be? Xiaochen. Swish, swish, swish. The 3 women screamed in surprise and immediately dodged and rushed in front of Liangchen. Silly boy. Even if you really want this soul ring, at least you have to wait until we hurt Ivy that day. Lan Xiaodai looked helpless at the little guy's determined look. Aunt Lan. I want to try the power of Ivy today. Liangchen was also speechless. He wanted to show off his strength, but was blocked by the 3 women. Could Xiaochen's wings be attached to soul bones? Su Lin had never seen the little guy's soul bones before and was very surprised. Yes. This is the soul bone left by his parents, or the 15,000-year-old external soul bone. Lan Xiaoling explained to Su Lin. Since Xiaochen wants to absorb the 900-year-old azure vine soul ring, let him try it. If it doesn't work, we can interrupt. Lan Xiaodai finally decided to let Liangchen give it a try. She felt that this little guy would create miracles. Several people quickly flew towards the celestial vine's position, but the celestial vine, which was more than 20 meters high, sensed the danger and immediately waved several vines towards everyone. Swish, swish, swish. The crystal-clear azure vine, like a steel whip, is very powerful. Aunt Lan. Let me try first. Liangchen stepped forward and swung the pure June sword in his hand, quickly slashing at the vines. Dang dang dang. Block, split, paddle, the pure June sword appeared with sword flowers, and it made a crisp sound when it cut on the vines. The pair of golden wings behind Liangchen also kept waving, making him very flexible. This little guy's strength is beyond our imagination. The 3 women exclaimed. In terms of actual combat ability, some second-ring soul masters may not be able to match him. Can your vines be stronger than my pure June sword? Watch me kill you. Plum blossoms bloom all over the sky. Kacha kacha. Liangchen's pace suddenly quickened, and the sword in his hand danced faster and faster. The sword blossoms were like plum blossoms, and the vines close to him were cut off one after another. Swish, swish, swish. At this time, several emerald-like vines stretched out from the mother root of the azure vine and pulled towards Liangchen. Come again. Liangchen shouted and continued to chop off the vines. Xiaochen. The huge mother root at the bottom of the celestial vine is its spiritual core. Lan Xiaodai reminded from the side that in order to prevent accidents, she directly summoned the martial spirit and launched a soul skill attack at the bottom of the ivy. Black ice thorn. Boom. An ice pick pierced the mother root of celestial vine that was as thick as a bucket, instantly causing celestial vine to be seriously injured and lose its fighting ability. Xiaochen, strike the last ball at the center so that you can absorb this soul ring. Su Lin shouted from the side. Liangchen sprinted and stabbed the ball in the center of the mother root of the sky ivy with his sword. Swish. The vines of the celestial vine suddenly softened as if they were deflated. Channels of soul power emanated from the celestial vine, gradually condensing into a large dark yellow circle. Xiaochen. The soul ring has been formed. You summon another martial soul, absorb the soul ring with your mind, and guard the Dantian with your mind. No matter how the power in the soul ring impacts your body, you must stay awake and try to hold on. Lan Xiaodai and the 3 girls reminded from the side. To be honest, they were both scared and looking forward to it at the moment. I see. Liangchen took back the Chunjun sword, summoned the spirit of the goddess of life, and used his mind to communicate with the spirit ring. Buzzing. As Liangchen communicated with his thoughts, the soul ring was pulled by the goddess's martial spirit, floated directly over, and was put on the martial spirit. Boom. In an instant, Liangchen felt a powerful force impacting every part of his body, as if someone was hitting every muscle with a hammer, but it didn't feel very painful and was a bit comfortable. Ah! Liangchen let out a long roar and resisted the force with his powerful physical strength. After 2 years of training, his body had been polished very strong. In addition, after taking the body-tempering pill these days, his physical body became even stronger. Although that force is very powerful, but it's all within your own tolerance, Liangchen worked hard to use the power in the soul ring to polish his body. The sour taste was very refreshing. With a feeling of pain and happiness, Sister Lan Xiaodai and Su Lin gathered around Liangchen, looking at the little guy's insistence, feeling extremely anxious. At this moment, they were ready to cut off Liangchen's absorption of the soul ring, for fear that he would explode and die. Time passed slowly. 4 hours later, Liangchen's soul power gradually stabilized, and his soul ring no longer fluctuated. It was placed on the goddess's martial soul and blended perfectly with it. The large dark yellow circle, twinkle and twinkle, very gorgeous. Swish! A powerful aura rose into the sky from Liangchen's body, instantly causing his soul power to break through to level 14. This was because he had absorbed 15,000 years of external soul bones, plus the blessing of this soul ring that was close to 1,000 years old, which directly allowed him to break through level 14. Successful. This little guy almost scared me to death. Lan Xiaodai let out a long breath. The first soul ring is nearly 1,000 years old, and it suddenly allowed him to break through the 14th level of soul power. Xiaochen broke the record and created a miracle. The soul masters in this world only focus on the cultivation of soul power, but ignore the cultivation of the body. As a result, no one can break the record. It seems that we are too old-fashioned. It is time to change the way of cultivation. The miracle that happened to Liangchen broke Lan Xiaodai's understanding and gave them hope. After Liangchen perfectly absorbed the celestial vine's soul ring, he felt that he was very powerful now, so he directly activated his first soul skill to see the effect. Strangulation of life. Swish! I saw a few green vines shot out from the hands of the life martial spirit, wrapping around some bull-sized trees in the distance. Click. As Liangchen exerted his strength, the trees were directly cut off. Aunt Lan. Teacher Su Lin. I said I could break the record. Do you believe me now? The life of this soul ring has reached 999 years, which is only 1 year short of the 1,000-year soul ring. Liangchen put away his martial spirit. Showing off his achievements to the 3 girls, after being reborn as a child, he regained the innocent and lively character of his childhood. It felt good to share his achievements in front of his elders. Xiaochen. You are great. I am proud of you. Lan Xiaodai excitedly picked up Liangchen and kissed him on the face, not caring that the little guy was covered in sweat. Aunt Lan. Put me down quickly, my clothes are full of sweat and will stain your clothes. Liangchen struggled, feeling very uncomfortable. Pfft. The little guy still feels sorry for others. It took Xiaochen 4 hours to absorb the soul ring. It's getting late, so we'd better find a place to camp. A few people walked around in the forest and found a small river. Then they pitched a tent in an open area by the river and made a fire to cook. At the same time, a few miles away from Liangchen and the others, a white-haired beauty with bare feet and 2 titled Douluo-level experts stood on a large tree several hundred meters high, quietly observing Liangchen and his group in the distance. The white-haired woman is the mythical beast Silver Dragon King, and the 2 powerful men behind her are Tian and Bibi. Both of these guys are ferocious beasts that have lived for hundreds of thousands of years. Liangchen's life martial soul was absorbing the first soul before. During the ring, the Silver Dragon King was awakened by the breath of the goddess of life's martial spirit. Then she used the artifact to cover her breath, came out of the lake of life, and decided to take a look. My lord. This little guy is not simple. The first soul ring is close to 1,000 years old. They couldn't help but exclaimed after watching the whole process of Liangchen obtaining the first soul ring. He is indeed a super genius. No wonder the goddess of life pays attention to him. She even helped him determine the soul skills in his martial soul. As expected, he will inherit the position of God King of Life in the future. And there is another sword in his body called Wu. The soul has also reached a god-level martial soul, which is incredible. The God King of Destruction is a strict wife, and he always listens to his wife. The goddess of life passed down the throne, and that guy will probably pass it on as well. The Silver Dragon King analyzed the future based on Liangchen's situation, which surprised Tian and Bibi. So, that little guy might become the twin God King in the future. Indeed so. The Silver Dragon King thought for a while, then took out a silver-white scale and handed it to Tian. Tian. If you give this scale to that little guy, I always feel that that little guy will change the pattern of the entire God realm in the future. For the sake of our future, I plan to take a gamble. Tian and Bibi exclaimed, "My lord. This is your reverse scale." "I have made up my mind, Tian, you hand Lin over to that little guy. If he is in danger, you will help him. This little guy is probably the child of the couple 6 years ago. His parents were killed by God Shura. In this way, we have a common enemy with him." When the Silver Dragon King thought of the sword that Shura God struck on her body, she decided to help the little guy. If the little guy really achieves the dual god status by then she can take revenge with the help of the little guy. After the Silver Dragon King finished speaking, he returned to the Lake of Life and continued to recover from his injuries. Tian. Your lord is betting the fate of our soul beast clan on that little boy. Now that the lord has made a decision, let's take a gamble with him. The two ferocious beasts shook their heads helplessly. They could not resist the lord's arrangement, so they had no choice but to quietly rush towards where Liangchen and the others were. Chapter 14 Killing Soul Beasts and Exploding Soul Bones. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Liangchen has successfully obtained the first soul ring, and the next step is to find the 7th soul ring for Su Lin. Su Lin, a woman, has been protecting her personally since she came to the Star Forest. As a person who knows how to repay kindness, Liangchen certainly has to help her. That night, after everyone had finished dinner, while the 3 girls were clearing away the tableware, Liangchen secretly took out the foundation pills from his game backpack, mixed them with mint-flavored jelly bean snacks, and pretended to eat them. Seeing the 3 girls busy boiling water and washing dishes, Liangchen poured 3 more cups of hot water, put them on the table, and waited quietly. "Xiaochen, you just finished eating and you had snacks again." Lan Xiaodai and the other 3 finished their work after the meal and couldn't help but smile when they saw the little guy quietly eating jelly bean snacks. "Ed Lan, teacher Su Lin, you also eat jelly beans." Liangchen picked up the jelly beans and handed them to the 3 girls' mouths. For this kind of interaction between children and elders, the 3 girls felt very sweet and happy. In their hearts, this little guy is like a son. They are extremely doting on him. It can be described in one sentence: he is afraid of melting when he holds it in his mouth, and he is afraid of falling when he holds it in his hand. Xiaochen is so good. Crack, crack. The 3 girls chewed the jelly beans, feeling very sweet in their hearts. Liangchen also used the nature of children and kept taking out the jelly beans and putting them in their mouths. This interaction, similar to that between a child and his mother, also made Lan Xiaodai and the others very happy. Enjoying it, Su Lin unknowingly ate the foundation building pill. "Ed Lan, teacher Su Lin, you drink water." Liangchen also handed the warm water on the table to their hands. Jelly beans are a snack made from beans similar to peas. To eat this snack, you need to drink water. In order to prevent Su Lin from feeling abnormal, Liangchen also racked his brains. Let her drink a glass of warm water, and her whole body will feel warm, which is similar to the effect of the foundation establishment pill. Ba Qi. Our Xiaochen is so nice. After Su Lin drank the glass of warm water, she excitedly held Liangchen in her arms and kissed him on the face several times, feeling warm in her heart. Two senior sisters, I want to be Xiaoqin's godmother. Do you have any objections? Su Lin asked Sister Lan Xiaodai, thinking that she was so happy to have such a lovely son to pamper her. Su Lin, you will be Xiaoqin's teacher soon, and you still want to be his mother, so don't push yourself too hard. Sister Lan Xiaodai held her forehead and couldn't bear to stare. They knew that this woman liked Yifeng back then, but now it seemed that she had really transferred that love to her son. The two of them were worried that one day she would be in trouble with the little one, so they decisively refused, thinking, if we want to be Xiaoqin's mother, it must be us, who will get you. Damn it! I only did this to make you take the foundation establishment pill. You actually want to be my mother. It's terrible. Liangchen felt that 10,000 grass and mud horses were passing by, so he quickly broke away from Su Lin's arms, ran to an open area, and began to practice the Wanmei Yingfeng sword technique. Hee. Su Lin. Look, Xiaoqin was scared away by you. Sister Lan Xiaodai laughed. Hey. Two senior sisters, Xiaoqin's parents passed away early. They are very pitiful. As the saying goes, a child without a mother is like a grass. I also want to give him some maternal care. Su Lin smiled charmingly. Okay, although Xiaoqin has lost his parents, he is still loved by us. You are also our junior sister and the little guy's protector. You are almost as good as his mother. I know. Both senior sisters have given away their daughters. From now on, you can be regarded as the little guy's real mother. The little guy is so good, of course he has to leave it to his daughter. We don't let anyone else have the money. Ha ha. The three girls talked about these things in low voices, and occasionally laughed. Looking at the little guy practicing swordsmanship in the distance, the three women's eyes were full of doting. While Liangchen was practicing swordsmanship, he complained in his heart, in order to let the relatives around him take the foundation building pill without them noticing anything unusual, it took a lot of effort. Acting coquettishly and cutely, she used all the tricks that children can use. It's so hard for me. Fortunately, Su Lin didn't notice anything unusual, which made Liangchen let out a sigh of relief. Now this woman is only 38 years old, has a level 70 soul power, and her aptitude is not bad. With her own help, she can practice to a title Douluo, so it won't be a big problem. To find the 7th soul ring for Su Lin, we have to go deep into the Star Do Forest. Now that this woman is about to be promoted to Soul Saint, the Lan Xiaodai sisters must at least help her find soul beasts that are more than 30,000 years old. Su Lin, protect Xiaoqin. We are about to enter the area where 10,000-year soul beasts live, which is very dangerous. Early the next morning, several people set out towards the living area of the 10,000-year soul beast. Lan Xiaodai opened the way in front, Lan Xiaoling cut off the back, and Su Lin and Liangchen were in the center. Don't worry. Two senior sisters, I will protect Xiaoqin with my life. Su Lin patted her chest and assured the two women. Ouch. Quack quack. The screams of various soul beasts come from the depths of the forest from time to time. The sounds make people's scalp numb. 10,000-year-old soul beasts are so terrifying. Liangchen held the Silver Dragon King's reverse scale in his hand to prevent accidents, but he didn't know if that guy Diqian would take action. After all, humans and spirit beasts are in opposition. Now that everyone wants to kill the spirit beasts and wants the other party to help, Liangchen feels very unreliable. No matter what, give it a try. Anyway, that guy Diqian said that if there is a problem that cannot be solved, you can ask him for help. Xiaoqin, you took out this scale to shake people off. Su Lin touched the little guy's head and asked with a smile. That's right. What if a powerful soul beast attacks and Aunt Lan and the others can't defeat it? Didn't Di Tian say that if you have any difficulties, you can come to him? Liangchen chuckled, thinking that if these three women knew that Diqian was actually an 890,000-year-old black dragon with golden eyes, they would be frightened. What a clever little guy. Sister Lan Xiaodai looked at the little guy's clever look and smiled sweetly. At the same time, several thousand meters away from Liangchen and the others, Tian and Bibi stood on a high mountain, observing Liangchen and his group. Behind them stood 4 guys, all of them ferocious beasts. The 4 ferocious beasts are Xiong Jun, Ziji, 10,000 Demons King, and Red King. These guys are all ferocious beasts that are over 150,000 years old. Among them, Xiong Jun has reached 400,000 years old. He is a dark gold beast. The Terraclaw bear is extremely powerful, second only to Tian. Boss, are we just going to watch them hunt and kill our soul beast clan? If you ask me, just eat them. Mr. Xiong waved his huge fist and said arrogantly, feeling that in his eyes, humans are nothing. They are like ants, worthy only of being his food. Hey! No-brainer. By G, Red King, ZG, and the 10,000 Demon King all shook their heads and laughed at Mr. Xiong. They felt funny about this guy whose IQ did not match his strength. Idiot, if you dare to touch that little boy, the Lord will definitely skin you alive. The little guy belongs to the goddess of life. When the god of destruction gets angry, our entire clan of soul beasts will be destroyed. You have lived for 400,000 years. I only know about fighting and killing all day long, and I don't develop my brain at all. The reason why the Lord has a good relationship with that little guy is because the little guy's future enemy is the Shura god. For us, he can also be regarded as an ally. There are tens of millions of our soul beast clan, and countless of them are killing each other, causing countless casualties. In order to change our future destiny, letting them kill a few soul beasts is nothing. Besides, those soul beasts are not our core members. Tian scolded Mr. Xiong vigorously, making the guy stunned for a while. Boss, I'm just talking. Mr. Xiong scratched his head innocently, as if he was aggrieved, which made the other ferocious beasts laugh. Liangchen and his party continued to search for soul beasts in the depths of the forest, but they didn't know that Tian's gang had been watching them. Although there are many types of soul beasts in the Star Do forest, it is not easy to find one that suits you. Everyone has been searching for 3 days in a row, but they still haven't found a 10,000-year soul beast that is suitable for Su Lin's 7th soul ring. Wow, wow, wow. There is a river here. Let's take a rest first. On the morning of the 4th day, several people walked through a dense forest and came to a river, intending to take a rest, eat some dry food, and replenish their strength. Clatter, bang, bang. At this moment, the sound of spirit beasts fighting came from a small lake 1,000 meters ahead, which attracted everyone's attention. Ho ho ho. A 40-meter-long blue dragon rushed out of the lake, roaring from its mouth, and then rushed down to the lake. The spirit beast in the lake was a 20-meter-long crocodile with its bloody mouth open. Stand ready. Lan, 2 10,000-year soul beasts are fighting in the lake. Let's go and have a look. Maybe there is a soul ring suitable for teacher Su Lin. Liangchen's sharp eyes saw the markings on the 2 soul beasts. They were both at least 30,000 years old. Among them, the blue dragon was estimated to be even taller, which was very suitable for water attribute martial spirits. Su Lin, your soul ring is here. Senior sister, those 2 soul beasts are pretty good. It's not easy. I've been looking for it for almost 4 days, and finally I got what I wanted. The 3 girls were very excited and quickly led Liangchen towards the lake. Ho ho ho. Crash, bang bang. At this moment, the 2 soul beasts were fighting vigorously, and the lake water with a radius of 2 square kilometers was stirred up by them, setting off huge waves. The waves 2 to 3 meters high slapped on the rocks on the shore, making waves. Liangchen and others came to a place 500 meters away from the lake, hid behind a big rock, restrained their breath, and quietly watched the life-and-death battle between the 2 soul beasts. Su Lin, this long-billed crocodile is 38,000 years old, and that blue-scaled dragon is 42,000 years old. They are both top-notch soul beasts. Which one do you choose? Lan Xiaodai carefully looked at the marks on the two soul beasts and quickly judged the age of the soul beasts. Of course I want that dragon. After all, it's more than 40,000 years old, so it's still more powerful than the one that's 38,000 years old. Su Lin didn't even think about it, and directly chose the blue-scaled dragon. The two soul beasts are now at their peak and full of strength. It's best to wait until they are both exhausted before we take action. Sister Lan Xiaodai looked at each other. If they take action now, if the two soul beasts unite, there will be trouble. Liangchen watched the fight between the two soul beasts carefully. He thought they were fighting over the lake. And there are no other powerful soul beasts in this lake. The long-billed crocodile should be the overlord of this lake. Click. Just when the dragon wanted to wrap its body around the big crocodile, the other party turned around, bit the dragon's waist, and then rolled over quickly. Crash. The crocodile's bite is very powerful, and it is a giant crocodile up to 20 meters long, so its power is unimaginable. Ho ho ho. The blue dragon screamed in pain and immediately turned back and bit the base of the big crocodile's tail, trying to throw it out. Crash, bang bang. Neither of the two soul beasts wanted to let go, so they started wrestling in the water. The big crocodile used its own strength to roll continuously, and the blue dragon also used its sharp teeth to bite the tail of the big crocodile. Click, click. Ho ho, ow. An hour later, two screams came from the lake. The crocodile's entire tail was bitten off, and the blue dragon's body was bitten off by the bones from the middle, leaving only the skin connected. The two soul beasts finally fought to the death, which surprised Lan Xiaodai and the others. Now, do it. Martial spirit's true form. Buzzing. The Lan Xiaodai sisters immediately released their respective martial souls, and then used their seventh soul skill, the martial soul avatar. With the blessing of the martial soul avatar, their combat effectiveness could be maximized. Bang bang. Black ice thorn. Water archery. Tender as water. Xianbing Longxiang. Taking advantage of his illness to kill him, the two sisters released various soul skills and bombarded them indiscriminately, finally beating the two soul beasts to the point of dying with only one breath left. Su Lin, do it. Lan Xiaoling ducked and came to Liangchen's side, protecting the little guy and allowing Su Lin to launch the final blow. Thank you, senior sister. The sixth soul skill, water and sky line. The water formed by Su Lin's hands condensed into a 3-meter spear and struck at the head of the blue dragon. Boom. Ouch. The spear directly pierced the blue dragon's head. The already dying blue dragon screamed and died immediately after receiving a powerful attack from Su Lin Shui Tianxian. Boom. Icicle drop. In order to prevent accidents, Lan Xiaodai directly used her fifth soul skill to kill the long-mouthed crocodile, and also knocked the big crocodile away to the shore. Buzzing. After the death of the blue dragon, the soul power gradually condensed into a large black circle, exuding a powerful aura. Su Lin immediately sat down cross-legged and began to absorb this 42,000-year-old soul ring. Ha! The 42,000-year-old soul ring was also a very difficult challenge for Su Lin. She let out a scream, gritted her teeth, and held on for dear life. Is Teacher Su Lin okay? Liangchen looked at Su Lin sweating profusely, feeling very painful and a little worried. Xiaochen, don't worry. As long as the seventh ring is no more than 50,000 years old, it's theoretically fine. Su Lin has been practicing the Hunyuan art for a while and her body has become much stronger. She will be fine. Lan Xiaoling told Liangchen explained. Aunt Ling, how old is your seventh soul ring? Liangchen asked curiously. My seventh ring age is 38,000 years, and my sister's is 40,000 years. Su Lin's seventh ring age is considered very high. That big crocodile is actually pretty good. It's good, but the 42,000-year-old blue dragon is even better. Lan Xiaoling and Liangchen discussed the two soul beasts just now and felt lucky for Su Lin. Lan Xiaodai was protecting Su Lin in the distance. She watched the crocodile soul ring gradually dissipate in the distance, and sighed, "It's a pity that such a good soul ring is lost." At this time, Lan Xiaodai walked over to the big crocodile corpse over there and felt it carefully with her soul power. The next moment, she saw her eyes light up, and she immediately took out a long knife from the soul guide and began to dissect the crocodile. A quarter of an hour later, a bright soul bone appeared, and a powerful soul power aura emitted. Soul bone! Lan Xiaoling exclaimed and pulled Yi Liangchen to fly to Lan Xiaodai. "Aunt Lan, the 38,000-year-old left arm soul bone is so lucky." Yi Liangchen has read many books in the past 2 years and has learned a lot about the types of soul bones. This left arm soul bone is still a power type. Yes. During our trip to the Star Do Forest, we not only obtained perfect soul rings for Xiao Chen and Su Lin, but also harvested soul bones. Sister, that blue dragon might also have a soul bone. Yes, go check it out right away. Several people immediately came to the body of the blue dragon. At this moment, Su Lin was still trying to absorb the soul ring. In order not to disturb her, the two sisters carried the body of the blue dragon to a distance. "Let's move slowly and don't disturb Su Lin." Buzzing. The two sisters used their soul power to sense every part of Lan Jiao's body. The next moment, their eyes lit up and they exclaimed in unison, "It's a soul bone again." When Yi Liangchen saw 2 soul bones exploded in a row, he sighed in his heart, could it be the luck brought about by his stupidity? Are the people around you also taking advantage of it? The appearance of the soul bone surprised the Lan Xiaodai sisters. Finally, they took out a right leg soul bone from the corpse of the blue dragon, which was also of the power type. The 2 soul bones are 38,000 and 42,000 years old respectively. If these 2 soul bones were auctioned, they would be worth at least 8 million gold soul coins. Chapter 15 Encounter with a Kitten. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lan Xiaodai took the 42,000-year-old right leg soul bone and planned to let Yi Liangchen absorb it. The soul bone left by Yi Feng and his wife did not have a right leg bone. Xiao Chen, absorb this right leg bone. It will greatly improve your strength and give you a soul skill. Lan Xiaodai handed the soul bone to Yi Liangchen. Whatever good resources she had, she would immediately use them on the little guy and train him with all her strength. "Aunt Lan, you better absorb it." "I don't need it." Yi Liangchen shook his head like a rattle and refused to absorb this soul bone. Now he has the richest woman in Douluo Continent, Silver Dragon King, to support him. Yi Liangchen doesn't look down on soul bones that are less than 100,000 years old at all, unless he can the growing external soul bone. Besides, he had already arranged the 100,000-year-old right leg bone. When he reached the strength of the Soul Lord, he would go directly to bring over the 100,000-year-old soul bone that Tang Dachui had hidden in the cave. There was no need for these soul bones. Yi Liangchen had already calculated the time. After Tang San graduated from Notting City Junior College, he would go to Soto City, and Tang Dachui would also leave with him. Only then would he have the chance to take action. Xiao Chen, listen to Auntie and quickly absorb the soul bone. Sister Lan Xiaodai looked determined, and she must let the little guy absorb this right leg soul bone. "Aunt Lan, I am only 6 years old. After absorbing this soul bone, if it is exposed, I will definitely be killed by those bad guys and take the bones. You guys should absorb this soul bone. You can also leave it to Sister Binger and Sister Yuer. The Wanmei Yingfeng sword technique I practiced is equivalent to self-created soul skills, so I have no shortage of soul skills." No matter how hard the two sisters tried to persuade him, Yi Liangchen just refused to absorb this soul bone. "Okay. If you don't want to absorb it, then let teacher Su Lin absorb it. After all, the soul ring she absorbed also comes from the blue-scaled dragon." Lan Xiaodai smiled and decided to give the soul bone to Su Lin to absorb. That woman was also his junior sister, not an outsider. After seeing the little guy's exquisite sword skills, they felt that they were better than soul skills. Sister Lan Xiaodai also felt that she could not rely too much on soul skills and had to learn those sword skills in the future. Buzzing. 4 hours later, a powerful aura erupted from Su Lin's body, the soul ring perfectly integrated with her martial soul, and her soul power also increased to the late level 71, almost breaking through to level 72. Su Lin, this soul bone comes from the blue-scaled dragon. It is just right for you. Please absorb it quickly. Sister Lan Xiaodai saw Su Lin waking up and quickly gave her the soul bone. Senior sister, such a good soul bone should be absorbed by Xiaochen. Xiaochen doesn't want to absorb it, Su Lin, just absorb it, not mother-in-law. 2 senior sisters. Junior sister will always love you. Nasty. The 3 sisters chatted with each other, and Su Lin took the soul bone of her right leg and began to absorb and fuse it. Buzzing. Half an hour later, a powerful aura rose into the sky, and the soul bone perfectly integrated into Su Lin's right leg, helping him break through to level 73. Level 73. Sister Lan Xiaodai exclaimed. Thank you 2 senior sisters. Thank you Xiaochen. I will always love you. Su Lin jumped up from the ground and kissed Sister Lan Xiaodai and Liangchen on their faces respectively, feeling extremely excited. The sweat stinks all over me. Go and wash it off. Sister Lan Xiaodai pretended to be disgusted and pushed Su Lin away. Okay. I'm going to wash up first, and then come back to have some intimacy with the 2 senior sisters. Get lost. Damn girl, stay away from us. Xiaochen is still there, the 3 girls were playing happily, as if they had returned to their girlhood. Aunt Lan, Teacher Su Lin. I can't see or hear. You continue. Liangchen pretended to close his eyes and covered his ears with both hands. Pft. Ha ha ha. The 3 girls looked at the little guy's funny look and couldn't help but smile. Su Lin happily rushed to a hidden place in the distance, stripped herself naked, jumped into the river, and took a comfortable dip. Today's harvest was really great. This woman was humming a tune while taking a bath, very excited. After obtaining the 7th soul ring for Su Lin, it was getting late. They found a dry cave upstream of the river, then set up tents, made fires to cook, and had a delicious meal. There was no talking all night, and the next morning, several people ate some dry food and immediately left the area where the 10,000-year soul beast lived. Tweet, Lan Xiaodai was directly possessed by her martial spirit and flew in the air holding Liangchen. Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling were also jumping forward quickly. They had no flying soul skills, and their martial spirits were dolphins and could not fly. After running for several hours, they finally left the area where the 10,000-year soul beast lived. A few people stopped on the top of a mountain to eat some dry food and replenish their strength. Sister. Could it be that we have arrived in the Star Luo Empire? 40% of the Star Do Forest is in the Tiando Empire, and 60% is within the Star Luo Empire. We have wandered in the forest for so many days, and we have indeed reached the Star Luo Kingdom. It will probably take 2 days to get to the soul hunting town from here, even if we run at full speed. Moreover, if we run continuously, our soul power will not be able to support it. We have plenty of time. Once we leave the area where the 10,000-year soul beast lives, we don't have to worry about safety issues. The 3 women stood on the top of the mountain and looked into the distance. All they saw were towering trees, mountains and rivers crisscrossing each other. Although they were on the periphery, there were still countless 1,000-year-old spirit beasts. Liangchen looked at the endless forest and felt very beautiful. Breathing in the air made people feel refreshed. This is the real breath of nature. After the few people quickly ate some dry food, they quickly rushed towards the direction of Tiando Empire, trying to reach the cave where they lived some time ago by dark. Liangchen originally wanted to use his external soul bone wings to fly, but Lan Xiaodai didn't give him a chance at all. He felt that the little guy was only a level 14 soul master and his soul power could not last long, so he held him while flying along the way. Hoo-hoo. Contra's speed was indeed terrifying. There was a whistling wind in his ears, and Liangchen felt very happy watching the towering trees continuously retreating. Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling chased after each other hard, constantly jumping on the tops of those 100-meter-high branches. "Sister! Wait for us!" Lan Xiaoling shouted from 1,000 meters behind her. "Senior sister! Are you bullying us because we only have the Soul Saint cultivation level?" Su Lin didn't yell angrily, thinking, why is this woman flying so fast? "It's you two who can't do it. When I flew, I took Xiaochen with me." Lan Xiaodai stopped on the top of a tree branch 100 meters high, waiting for the two sisters. She felt very happy watching them running so fast. A few hours later, a few people finally arrived at the cave from the previous few days. It was already evening and everyone decided to spend the night here. Ouch! Ho ho ho! Suddenly, the sound of howling wolves came from the forest 800 meters ahead, as if they were chasing something, and the wolves rushed towards Liangchen and the others. Swish! Immediately afterwards, two figures, one large and one small, rushed out of the forest, looking very embarrassed. Both of them are women, wearing black leather clothes. The older one is estimated to be about 35 years old and has a high-level soul cultivation level. The younger one is about 6 years old and has less than level 10 soul power. However, he is very beautiful and looks like porcelain. Like a doll. I don't know how they came across a pack of netherworld wolves, and were chased by more than a dozen netherworld wolves. Among them were 2 netherworld wolves, which were probably around 4,000 years old and seemed to be the leaders of the wolf pack. Ouch! Seeing that the 2 wolves were about to pounce behind her, the woman threw the little girl forward. Buzzing! Ouch! The woman released her martial spirit, which was a purple-black cat. 3 yellow, and purple spirit rings rose from her body. She blocked the wolves and fought against them while shouting, "Chiner! Run! Sister-in-law!" The little girl shouted desperately, trying to run over to help. "Aunt Lan, let's save them." Liangchen couldn't bear to watch the 2 women die from the wolf's mouth, so he rushed over, summoned the martial spirit, and activated the goddess of life's first soul skill. Swish! A green vine wrapped around the little girl and took her away from the battlefield. "Don't go over there, you'll distract her." Liangchen's voice rang in the little girl's ears, immediately attracting her attention. "Ah! Thank you for saving me." The little girl in black looked at the person who saved her. It turned out to be a little boy about the same age as herself, who looked very cute. I saw an incredibly beautiful woman attached behind the little boy, with a dark yellow soul ring wrapped in it. "Is this your martial spirit?" "It's so beautiful," that the little girl was shocked by Liangchen's beautiful martial soul and soul ring, with a look of deep envy and yearning in her eyes. At this moment, she was thinking, why is his soul ring so dark? There is also a trace of purple. Is this a soul ring that is close to 1,000 years old? Why is he so powerful? What's your name? Liangchen put away his martial spirit and asked curiously. "My name is Zhu Zhuqing." The little girl in black didn't hide anything and said her name directly, Zhu Zhuqing. "The little cat from 7 monsters." Liangchen was suddenly startled and took a closer look at the little loli in front of him. With her big eyes, delicate face, and 2 cat ear-like headdresses on her head, she looked extremely cute. There is also a tail-like decoration behind her, and the most important thing is her iconic leather jacket and leather pants. Why? How could I forget this? This little girl has been dressed like a girl with cat ears since she was a child. Although she has not grown yet, in 6 years, this girl will become one of the most powerful goddesses in Douluo Continent. The women of the Zhu family in the Star Luo Empire all have great figures. One word is big anyway. Even the woman in black who is fighting the netherworld wolf in the distance is like this, probably because of their martial arts. When a woman lowers her head and cannot see her toes, she is extremely beautiful in the world. This sentence is very suitable to describe the woman of the netherworld civet family. It's just that Xiao Zhuqing's current soul power is only about level 8. She should have awakened her martial spirit a few months ago. In Liangchen's impression, this girl seems to have only level 7 innate soul power, and her talent is among the 7 monsters. The worst, at this time, the girl's big eyes were full of confusion and loneliness, and she looked helpless. She should have been suppressed by her eldest sister Zhu Zhuyun. What a poor little kitty. Ice. Water splash canopy. Tender as water. At this time, sisters Lan Xiaodai and Su Lin took action, launching their soul skills one after another, directly injuring the dozen or so netherworld wolves and saving the woman in black. My Excellency Zhu Yuling, thank you 3 adults for saving me. After the woman in black was rescued, she was extremely grateful to Lan Xiaodai and the others. You are welcome. Miss Zhu's martial spirit is the netherworld civet. You come from the Zhu family of the Star Luo Empire. Your soul power should have reached level 40. You can choose one of the 2 4,000-year-old ghost wolves as your 4th soul ring. Lan Xiaodai and the others saw through Zhu Yuling's identity and understood the rules of that family, so they directly persuaded her to hunt the 4,000-year-old nether wolf as the 4th soul ring. Thank you 3 adults for their great kindness. Zhu Yuling will never forget it. Zhu Yuling immediately knelt down to thank Lan Xiaodai and the others. In the Star Luo Empire, for their own benefit, calculations and killings between relatives were often performed, which was very cruel. She was very excited to meet such a good person for the first time. You're welcome, go get the soul ring quickly. We will protect you. The 3 women helped Zhu Yuling up and asked her to act quickly and help the weak. This is the quality of a strong person. Zhu Yuling was no longer polite, and immediately killed a 4,000-year-old netherworld wolf and began to absorb the soul ring. Su Lin, sister, go prepare dinner and cook more. Lan Xiaodai stayed to protect Zhu Yuling, and asked Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling to return to the cave to set up tents and make a fire for cooking. When Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling passed by Liangchen, they saw the little girl standing quietly beside him, and they all showed auntie smiles. Xiao Chen. That's okay. Even at such a young age, you know that heroes save beauties. Teacher Su Lin, what are you talking about? Liangchen scratched his head and sat on a stone, pretending to be confused. Nothing. You play with the little girl slowly, let's go cook first. Lan Xiaoling and Su Lin smiled sweetly, rubbed Liangchen's little head, and then walked towards the cave. Xiao Zhuqing's face turned red when he heard the 2 beautiful sisters say the word hero saves beauty. Douluo girls are precocious, especially those born in a big family like her, who know a lot of things. At this moment, Xiao Zhuqing looked at her sister-in-law who was absorbing the 4,000-year-old soul ring in the distance. She squeezed her hands tightly and kept cheering for her in her heart. Hey! Kitty, your soul power is only level 8 now, how dare you follow your aunt to the Star Do Forest? Liangchen directly called the other person a kitten. After all, she was dressed like a girl with cat ears, wasn't she just a kitten? Don't call me little kitty, my name is Zhu Zhuqing. Xiao Zhuqing called Liangchen coldly. Okay. Kitten. Liangchen spread his hands and called the other person kitten. He would never change it. What's your name? What is your martial spirit? How old is your 1st spirit ring? It looks very powerful. Xiao Zhuqing was a little bit angry at first, but when she saw that the little boy in front of her was only the same age as herself, the little stinginess in her heart immediately disappeared. The key was that he was so good-looking that she couldn't be angry, so she started to ask Liangchen his name and spirit. My name is Liangchen. My martial spirit is the goddess martial spirit. As for the age of the soul ring, I will keep it secret for the time being. Liangchen only said his name, but did not say anything about the age of his martial soul and soul ring. The main reason is that she is afraid that if she tells the age of the soul ring, this girl will have the idea of giving it a try, and then she will die after trying it. Humph. Forget it if you don't want to say it. Liangchen, I will remember you. I wasn't safe at home, so I followed my sister-in-law to hunt the spirit beasts. As a result, we broke into the wolf's den, and 2 other uncles were buried in the wolf's mouth. They died trying to cover our escape. If I hadn't met you, my sister-in-law and I would have been eaten by wolves. With a sad look on her face, Xiao Zhuqing told Yi Liangchen what happened, but she did not say anything about being suppressed by her sister. Yi Liangchen listened to the little cat quietly. He could guess these things even if the other party didn't tell him. After Xiaomao finished talking about his own affairs, he stared at Zhu Yuling who was absorbing the soul ring. Seeing that this little girl was a little pitiful, Yi Liangchen quietly took out 2 body-tempering pills from his game backpack, put them in the jelly bean snacks, and pretended to eat them. Kitten. Don't worry. Come. I'll treat you to jelly beans. Yi Liangchen first took out 2 real jelly beans and fed them to Xiao Zhuqing's mouth, letting her eat them. Ah. Thank you. Crack, crack. The little girl chewed the jelly beans and felt a little moved in her heart. Ever since she awakened her martial spirit, she has been suppressed by her sister. No one dared to play with her. Other children in the family stayed away when they saw her. Her parents also looked at her coldly, which made her feel uncomfortable in the past few months. Very lonely, feeling abandoned by this world, the little prince with whom he had been engaged since childhood was too busy taking care of himself to help him, and he had never even met him. Only my sister-in-law encouraged me to work hard to survive. This time my sister-in-law went out to hunt the 4th soul ring, and she followed her out, mainly because she didn't dare to stay at home. At this moment, the little boy in front of him actually took out the jelly bean snacks to eat with him, which made the little cat very touched and felt warm in his heart. While eating the jelly beans handed over by Yi Liangchen, Xiao Zhuqing shed tears, leaving Yi Liangchen confused. Why is this girl still crying? What's wrong with you? Did you get sand in your eyes? Yi Liangchen asked curiously. Ah. No. Xiao Zhuqing wiped her tears. She was too embarrassed to tell her sadness. Ah. Open your mouth and I'll feed you. Yi Liangchen mixed the 2 body-tempering pills with a few jelly beans and put them directly into Xiao Zhuqing's mouth. Ah. Crack, crack. While chewing the jelly beans, Xiao Zhuqing said inarticulately, "You jelly beans, eat them so well. It goes without saying that Aunt Lon bought this for me." Yi Liangchen said with a smile that he gave the body-tempering pill to the kitten to increase her physical strength so that she could absorb it for more than 400 years in the 1st soul ring. In the original plot, this girl's 1st soul ring seems to be only over 300 years old, which is a bit low. Yi Liangchen first gave Xiao Zhuqing a good impression, and then waited 6 years later to find an opportunity to pry her out of the 7 monsters. Now help her first. As for the fun-building pill, which is too precious and not one of his own, Yi Liangchen cannot give it casually. If this girl is determined to join the 7 monsters team in the future, he will be in vain. Chapter 16, Routines Win People's Hearts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Time passed slowly, and 3 hours later, Zhu Yuling successfully absorbed the 4,000-year-old Nether Wolf Soul Ring, and her soul power reached level 41. It's getting late, and it's not safe for Miss Zhu to be alone in the Star Forest with her children. Why don't you stay with us and wait until dawn tomorrow before rushing on? Lan Xiaodai offered to let the other party stay. If the other party took the little girl away from here, her life might be in danger in this dangerous Star Do forest. Zhu Yuling, thank you sir. Zhu Yuling was extremely moved by the Contra strongmen taking the initiative to take her in. This was the first time she had encountered such treatment. You're welcome. Lan Xiaodai waved her hand indifferently. The 2 of them walked slowly towards the cave. Lan Xiaodai saw that this woman was already 35 years old. With the strength of the Kaihun sect, she already knew that her status in the Zhu family of the Star Luo Empire was very low, but she didn't understand that she had obtained the 4th place. Soul Ring, why bring a 6-year-old girl? And that little girl only has level 8 soul power. Isn't this a hindrance? Sister-in-law. At this time, Xiao Zhuqing ran over from the front and threw herself into Zhu Yuling's arms with tears in her eyes. Qing'er, thank you for your help. Zhu Yuling hugged her poor little niece and felt very distressed. This feeling of surviving the disaster really made her feel very scared. Zhu Zhuqing thanks you for saving your life. Xiao Zhuqing immediately knelt down and saluted Lan Xiaodai. The other party was contra, and she didn't dare to lose her etiquette. Silly girl. Get up quickly. Lan Xiaodai found it interesting to see how sensible this little girl was, so she reached out and helped Xiao Zhuqing up. Senior sister. Dinner is ready. At this time, Su Lin's voice came from the cave. Ms. Zhu, bring your children over to eat with us. You must be hungry after a hard day's work. Lan Xiaodai said something to Zhu Yuling, then took Yi Liangchen's little hand and walked towards the cave. Thank you, sir. Zhu Yuling was extremely moved and followed Lan Xiaodai with Xiao Zhuqing in her arms. This meal was very rich. Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling cooked 10 dishes in total, which was a feast for everyone. Senior adults, can you please tell me your name? It will help me and Qing'er keep it in mind. After dinner, Zhu Yuling helped boil water and wash the cooking utensils, and also asked Lan Xiaodai about their identities. We are teachers from Tianshui College. Lan Xiaodai and the other two had activated martial arts before, and their aqua hair and water attribute martial arts were exposed. Coupled with their extremely talented faces, they could no longer hide their identities. On the entire continent, only the beauties from Tianshui Academy meet these 3 conditions. This is something that everyone in the Soul Master world knows. It turns out that these adults are teachers from Tianshui Academy. A few years ago, at the Star Luo Empire's Soul Master competition, I had the honor to meet the participating students from Tianshui Academy. All of them were beautiful beauties. It was really memorable. Zhu Yuling had already guessed the identities of Lan Xiaodai and the others when she saw the martial spirits of the 3 people before, especially the Ice Phoenix martial spirit. It was rumored that only the Dean of Tianshui College possessed such a martial spirit. Tianshui College is a college that specializes in beauties. No matter where our students go, they will always be the center of attention. Su Lin smiled. As a teacher at Tianshui College, the students she taught were all beauties with both beauty and intelligence, which gave her a great sense of accomplishment. Tianshui Academy is a holy land for female soul masters. It's a pity that you only accept soul masters with water attributes, which discourages countless female soul masters who want to enter the academy. Zhu Yuling lamented that as a female soul master, it was too difficult for her to survive in this cannibalistic world, and Tianshui Academy was undoubtedly a refuge for female soul masters. Yes. Our Tianshui College. Su Lin talked about the glorious history of Tianshui College to Zhu Yuling. She felt that Tianshui College was like the #1 college in the entire continent. Xiao Zhuqing was quietly listening to the adults talking about these things. She was very shocked and opened her small mouth in an O shape. She had learned about Tianshui Academy from the adults in her family, and she naturally yearned for it. If you can enter this academy, you can survive, but she also knew that it was impossible. Her martial soul was a ghost civet cat, which had nothing to do with the water attribute, so she couldn't meet the conditions at all. Moreover, she was still a member of the Star Luo Empire, and her identity was very sensitive. Yi Liangchen was too lazy to listen to the extreme feminist boasts of Su Lin and others. He rested for a while and went to the open space outside the cave entrance alone to practice the 5 elements fist for a while. Hoo. Yi Liangchen attached his soul power to his fists and began to practice those moves. The wind from his fists made a whistling sound, which was very powerful. However, it is not yet possible to transform with soul power. It will probably take a few more years of practice before one can use soul power to transform into the 5 forms of dragon, snake, tiger, leopard and crane. He's so awesome. Yi Liangchen's movements attracted Xiao Zhuqing's curiosity. She was shocked to see how powerful Yi Liangchen's small body was. Sir, who is that little boy? That everyone was attracted by Yi Liangchen's drill, especially Zhu Yuling and Xiao Zhuqing, who were very surprised. He's our nephew. This little guy is very talented and likes to learn. He usually likes to delve into some martial arts and just practice blindly. Sister Lan Xiaodai said lightly. In front of outsiders, they could not tell anything about the 5 elements divine fist. Douluo Continent also has martial arts. Those soldiers in the empire who have no soul power often practice martial arts to kill enemies, but they are very crude and not as sophisticated as the 5 elements divine fist. As she gradually understood the 5 elements divine fist, Lan Xiaodai also understood that without detailed things such as boxing records, mental techniques, and steps, others could not learn it. Even if the 2 women saw Yi Liangchen's drills, they would not be able to learn it. Don't worry, they can learn it. Xiao Zhuqing was very fascinated by what he saw, and thought to himself, how great it would be if he had such strength. Yi Liangchen practiced the 5 elements fist in front of everyone with a very clear purpose, which was to deliberately attract the little cat's attention and give her a good impression first. Yi Liangchen was practicing attentively, and when he glanced at it casually, he found the kitten's envious eyes, which he found very interesting. I thought crookedly in my heart, kitty. Be envious. Want strength? Want to escape your fate? Come hang out with me. I guarantee you will soar into the sky and become a god. Is just a child's play. Zhu Zhuqing's wish is very simple, that is, to become stronger and survive. Yi Liangchen will show off his strength now, let her see how powerful he is, and give her one more way to choose. This is called, since ancient times, deep love cannot be retained, and routines when people's hearts. Zhu Zhuqing's fiancée Dai Mubai should be around 9 years old now. The guy's innate soul power seems to be level 8. Because he couldn't stand the suppression of his elder brother, he fled from Star Luo Kingdom to Shrek and started to live an indulgent life. Even so, at the age of 15, at the age of 6, his soul power still reached level 37, which shows that his cultivation talent is not bad. Yi Liangchen didn't comment on Dai Mubai's character. He was quite loyal, but he didn't like what he said about Dai Mubai. Women are not population, they can only be regarded as resources. The inhumane competition system of the Star Luo Empire royal family left Dai Mubai unable to resist his fate, and he could only become a destitute prince addicted to fireworks. Regarding the Shrek's 7 devils, Yi Liangchen planned to dig up the little kitten. This kind of top goddess would never be left to the white tiger. As for the other 6 monsters, as long as Yi Liangchen cuts off the Hu Xianqiao, they will not be able to grow. After practicing the 5 elements fist, Yi Liangchen took out the sword given by Lan Xiaodai and practiced the swordsmanship left by his father. Although the swordsmanship book was not as good as 10,000 plum blossoms facing the wind and flying immortals, it was good for fighting. For Luo Shiji, it is already the top swordsmanship. From Su Lin's mouth, she learned that this sword was given to Lan Xiaodai by her mother, so Yi Liangchen gave the sword a name, Lan Yanjian. It represents the deep sisterly love between his mother Lu Ruyan and Lan Xiaodai. Swish, swish, swish. In Yi Liangchen's hand, the blue smoke sword drew beautiful sword flowers, which were so gorgeous that everyone was dazzled. He also knows swordsmanship. It's amazing. Xiao Zhuqing was shocked. In addition to practicing his soul power at home, he could only practice some simple fighting skills, which his sister-in-law taught him. At this moment, she was shocked when she saw Yi Liangchen's exquisite swordsmanship. There was a look of longing in his big eyes. I thought, how great it would be if I could learn by myself. Sir. This child has a bright future. Zhu Yuling was stunned by Yi Liangchen's performance. She had never seen such an outstanding 6-year-old child, really. Excellent children belong to other people's families. Although Zhu Yuling has no children, when she compares that little boy with Zhu Zhuqing, they are like heaven and earth. This child is also very pitiful. He was only 3 months old and lost his parents. We just hope that he can be safe and sound throughout his life, that's all. As for the rest, we don't dare to force him, just let it happen. Lan Xiaodai and the others couldn't casually expose Yi Liangchen's twin martial spirits in front of outsiders. He has lost his parents in 3 months. He is really a poor child. Zhu Yuling exclaimed, lamenting the cruelty of this world. Xiao Zhuqing also sighed in his heart. He lost his parents when he was 3 months old. It turns out that he is even more miserable than me. But even though I have parents, it's just like not having parents. We are all pitiful people. It was late at night, and Lan Xiaodai walked up to Liangchen carrying a large bucket of hot water, interrupting the little guy's drill. Xiao Chen. That's all for today's training. Auntie has prepared hot water for you. Go take a shower. It's time for you to rest. Lan Xiaodai took the little guy's hand and walked towards the river. Thank you, Aunt Lan. After arriving at the river, Liangchen took off his clothes, jumped into the big wooden barrel, and took a nice hot bath, feeling extremely comfortable all over. In the distance, Xiao Zhuqing saw Lan Xiaodai taking good care of Liangchen, and thought, although he has no parents, he still has relatives who care and love him, and he is 1,000 times happier than me. There was no talking all night, and early the next morning, everyone ate some dry food and began to leave the Douluo forest. Lan Xiaodai was still worried about the safety of Zhu Yuling and Xiao Zhuqing, so she took them directly out of the Douluo forest and sent them to the border of the Luo kingdom, which took another 2 days. You should be safe here, so we'll leave first. Several people waved to Zhu Yuling and Xiao Zhuqing, and then quickly rushed towards the soul-hunting town. Thank you 3 adults for your life-saving grace. Zhu Yuling pulled Xiao Zhuqing and bowed to Lan Xiaodai and the others. Xiao Zhuqing looked at the few people who were leaving quickly, wanting to remember the little boy's figure forever. However, the senior soul master's speed was too fast, and soon those figures disappeared. Qing'er. Do you like that little guy? Zhu Yuling looked at Xiao Zhuqing's expression and smiled sweetly. Ah. Sister-in-law. I didn't. Zhu Zhuqing shook her head immediately, her face slightly red, but she remembered the little boy named Liangchen in her heart. Qing'er. It's your misfortune to be in our Zhu family, and you have no choice. But my sister-in-law still hopes that you will live strong. Zhu Yuling held little Zhu Qing in her arms and felt sad for her fate. If a miracle did not happen, this girl's life would wither at the age of 25. The little girl awakened her martial soul and her innate soul power reached level 7. Her eldest sister thought that the little girl was a threat, so she secretly sent people to interfere with the little girl's practice. She also caught some snakes and insects from time to scare her, so that the girl would be frightened every day. Living in fear and insecurity. Zhu Yuling sighed and rushed towards Xingluo Kingdom with Xiao Zhuqing in her arms. Although she felt sorry for this girl, her strength was limited and she could not change anything. Chapter 17 Encountering the Golden Generation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Liangchen and his party bid farewell to Zhu Zhuqing, they quickly headed towards the soul-hunting town. In order to avoid unnecessary trouble, the 3 women also put on black cloaks and veils to cover their aqua-blue hair and stunning faces. 2 senior sisters. The identity of the little girl named Zhu Zhuqing may not be simple. She only has level 8 soul power, and she follows her sister-in-law into the star forest. This is very abnormal. If my guess is correct, that little girl should be a direct daughter of the Zhu family. From her lonely and helpless eyes, it can be seen that she did not have a good life in the Zhu family. She must have been forced to join the Xingluo royal family. In that cruel competition. Oh my God! That girl got caught up in the competition between the Luo royal family at such a young age. It's so pitiful. Lan Xiaodai and the others were all well-informed people, and they quickly deduced Zhu Zhuqing's identity. They also understood the inhumane competition rules of the Luo royal family, and felt sad for the little girl named Zhu Zhuqing. That little girl seems to be very interested in Xiao Chen. When Xiao Chen was practicing, she kept staring at Xiao Chen, her eyes full of admiration and envy. Su Lin looked at Liangchen beside her, reached out and touched his head, with an aunt's smile on her face. Our Xiao Chen is so good, it's normal for girls to like him. Sister Lan Xiaodai looked at each other and smiled. This little guy is so popular with girls now, and he doesn't know how many girls will fall in love with him in the future. Liangchen pretended not to hear anything and thought to himself, I know I am very good, but there is no need for you to praise me so much, right? When Liangchen and his party arrived at the soul-hunting town, it was already evening, and everyone had to stay here. It's been 10 days. I wonder how the owner of Liangchen has fed our horses. Su Lin was still a little worried that the carriage had been sold. Don't worry. We paid the deposit, and the boss will definitely treat us well. Lan Xiaodai smiled, took Liangchen's little hand, and walked towards Liangchen. There was no words for the whole night, and early the next morning, everyone started to set off and return to Tianshui College. Just as they were leaving the inn, they met 3 young men and women shopping in a store next to the inn. Boss, we want this. Among the 3 people, 2 are boys and the other is a girl. They are not very old. The 2 boys are about 13 years old and the girl is about 10 years old. Although the 3 of them are young, they are very powerful, and they are dressed in gorgeous clothes. They look like powerful people at first glance. The 3 Lan Xiaodai sisters were very surprised, and they all used their soul power to communicate secretly. These 3 young men are very powerful. Especially the soul power fluctuations of the 2 young men are almost close to the soul masters. Such an outstanding young man, could he be the genius of Wuhuan Palace? It's very possible. Those 2 teenagers should be preparing to go to the Star Do Forest to obtain the 3rd soul ring. Geniuses of this level must be followed by powerful protectors. Liangchen looked at the young people and found that one of them had red hair. In an instant, he was reminded of something. Red hair. 2 men and 1 woman. The woman is quite beautiful and has an aura of charm about her. Aren't these Yan, Xiaoyu, and Liangchen from the golden generation of Wuhuan Palace? At this time, the strength of the golden generation is between the Soul Lord and the Great Soul Master. These 3 are super geniuses trained by the female Pope Bibi Dong. If they are going to enter the Star Do Forest, Bibi Dong's second general Heng Ha will definitely be there too. Liangchen is just a small level 14 soul master now, and he doesn't want to deal with these powerful people, especially Guiju, and the other 2 are still level 95 title Douluo. If they find out that he is a super genius, he will be in trouble, but things are unpredictable. If you don't want to cause trouble, trouble will always come to you. After the 3 young people finished shopping, they happened to walk towards Liangchen and the others. Beautiful women are the center of attention wherever they are. Although sisters Lan Xiaodai and Su Lin wear cloaks to cover their beautiful faces, their exquisite and curvy bodies always attract attention. When Liangchen saw Liangchen's face, her eyes suddenly lit up. She had never seen such a cute little boy before. Brother! Look! That little boy looks so cute. Liangchen is a silly and sweet woman, and she is also a pretty girl. When she saw Liangchen's soft and cute look, she was immediately attracted to her. Nana! Aren't all children like this? Xiaoyu smiled and was speechless towards her sister. It's different. I have never seen such a cute little brother. Liangchen stared at Liangchen intently, wanting to rub his little face. Nana! What's there to see? Isn't it just a child? I'm cute too. Yan glanced at the little boy and felt very uncomfortable when he saw the goddess in his heart staring at the little guy. TCH. Yan. You don't even look in the mirror. How can you compare to that little brother like you? Liangchen looked at Yan with deep contempt, but just this sentence instantly stimulated Yan and made him lose his mind. He pointed at Liangchen and shouted angrily. Hey! Boy, you look like a soul master, right? Come and fight with me. Yan has always liked Liangchen in his heart. When he sees Liangchen praising other men, he will lose his mind. Even if the other man is a child, he cannot accept it. Liangchen was completely confused by Hong Maoyan's manipulation. This guy was indeed Liangchen's ultimate liquor. From the novels in his previous life, Liangchen knew that there were several super liquors in Douluo Continent. Hong Maoyan was Liangchen's super liquor, but he still didn't get it in the end. Some of the other licking dogs licked, and some didn't. For example, Lu Erlong and Bibi Dong are Yu Shaojiang's licking dogs, and Flanders is Lu Erlong's licking dog. Oscar was Ning Rongrong's licking dog, Feng Xiaotian was Huo Wu's licking dog, and both of them got it in the end. There are many others, but they are not as extreme as these licking dogs. Tianren Hulayina and Tang San were originally enemies, but they still had such complicated feelings for Tang San, which can actually be described as dog-licking behavior. Liangchen felt that there was something wrong with these people's fucking brains. As the saying goes, lick the dog, lick until the end, and you will have nothing. Yen. What are you doing? Do you still want to show your face? That Hulayina and Xiaoyu looked at Yan's irrational appearance, held their foreheads, and couldn't bear to look at it. A quasi-soul master challenged a 6-year-old child. Where did this put their golden generation's faces? Boy, do you dare to accept it? Hong Mao Yen pointed at Liangchen and became even more angry when Hulayina said something. Liangchen was speechless. This guy was simply a mad dog. He bit people as soon as he came up to him, but he didn't offend the other person. Why should I fight you? I'm not mentally ill. Liangchen snarled at the other party. Damn it. Yen heard the little boy say that he was mentally ill, and felt that the other person was talking about him, and he was very angry. Haha. Yen. Even children can see that you are mentally ill. Xiaoyu suddenly laughed. Boy. I won't bully you for being young. I will only use my first soul skill to fight with you. Hong Mao Yen was laughed at by Xiaoyu and felt that he was indeed a little impulsive, so he proposed to challenge Liangchen using only his first soul skill, just to see that the other party was unhappy. Your name is Yen. At 13 years old, with the strength of a quasi-soul master, you are still shameless in challenging a 6-year-old child. Lan Xiaodai held Liangchen in her arms and said coldly to him, exuding the aura of Contra, if there weren't two titled Douluo in the dark, she would have taught the young man a lesson. Sir. I'm sorry, Yen is out of his mind. Don't be acquainted with him. We will take him away immediately. When Xiaoyu and Hulayina saw that their elder was angry, they immediately pulled Yen back and apologized to Lan Xiaodai. What are you doing? At this time, two powerful figures appeared in front of everyone. One of them was enchanting and looked a little charming. He should be Ju Douluo. The other had black lines on his face and was wearing a black robe. He looked very mysterious. It should be Ghost Douluo. When these two old guys appeared, Liangchen felt that his soul power was fluctuating. He thought it was the two old guys who were testing him with their soul power. Liangchen wasn't too worried about the probing of these two old guys. As long as the other party dared to make any crooked ideas, he would immediately activate the Silver Dragon King's reverse scale and call the super thug D Tian to solve the problem. See your two majesties. In front of the title Douluo, sisters Lan Xiaodai and Su Lin could only salute respectfully. This was the rule of soul masters in the entire continent. 3 ladies, I'm sorry, it was our lax discipline that caused you trouble. Yen. You have disgraced our Wuhuan palace this time. After you go back this time, you will be punished to face the wall and think about your mistakes for half a year. After Ju Douluo learned what happened from Hulayina's mouth, he first apologized to Lan Xiaodai and the others, and then scolded Yen a few words. Your Majesty, you don't have to be like this. A fight between children is nothing. Let's just say goodbye. Sister Lan Xiaodai said goodbye to Guiju and the other two, and then took Liangchen to the distance to wait for the carriage. Ta. At this time, Su Lin drove the carriage out from the backyard of the inn. Liangchen and others quickly entered the carriage and drove away from the soul-hunting town. Sister. I didn't expect that the other party is really from Wuhuan Palace. It's really dangerous. Fortunately, the two titled Douluo Giju didn't inquire about Xiaochen's martial spirit, otherwise they would have been exposed. After the carriage drove for a while, Sister Lan Xiaodai let out a sigh of relief. Su Lin. Speed up. Lan Xiaodai shouted to Su Lin who was driving. Sister, don't worry. Drive. Su Lin waved her whip and drove the carriage quickly along the official road. On the other side, Guiju and the others were curious about the identities of Lan Xiaodai and the others. 1 soul Douluo, 2 soul saints. Old ghost, do you know who the other party is? All three of them are women, and they still have such strength. Could it be that they are from Tianshui College? It's really possible. Only teachers from Tianshui Academy have such great strength. As titled Douluo, Guiju, and the others were mature and well-informed, and they quickly deduced the identities of Lan Xiaodai and the others. Two elders, if they are from Tianshui College, who is that little boy? Didn't Tianshui College say it won't accept male students? As a disciple of Pope Bibi Dong, Hu Liana also knew the rules of Tianshui Academy. Now she was very curious about the identity of the little boy. Nana, this is just our guess. The little boy has just awakened his martial spirit, and we don't even know which academy he is in yet. Douluo shook his head. That little boy is not simple. He has already obtained the first soul ring and became a soul master at the age of 6. He is definitely a genius with innate soul power. When Ghost Douluo felt Liangchen's soul power before, he was also shocked. Geniuses of this level are rare. Innately full of soul power, Shiyu brother and sister and Yen exclaimed. They did not expect that they would meet such a genius when they came to the soul-hunting town. It was so unexpected. Hu Liana was even more interested in the little boy. She herself was also gifted with talent. Soul power, so he was accepted as a disciple by Pope Bibi Dong. We will report this matter to the Pope after we return to Wuhuan Palace, and let the Bishop of Tianshui City Wuhuan Palace investigate. The top priority now is to obtain the third soul ring for Xiaoyu and Yen. Guiju and the other two led Hu Liana, Xiaoyu and Yen and rushed towards the Star Do Forest. In their impression, among the 5 major element academies, only the Divine Wind Academy has a genius with innate soul power. Wuhuan Palace is very concerned about geniuses with innate soul power. Now that another one has appeared, they must understand the origin of the other person. Chapter 18 Bibi Dong's Attention. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Just when Liangchen and others were on their way back to Tianshui Academy, Xiaoyu and Yen from the golden generation of Wuhuan Palace, with the help of 2 titled Douluo Giju, quickly succeeded in obtaining the 3rd level in just 2 days. Soul Ring, and then the group quickly returned to Wuhuan Palace to report the situation to the Pope. At this moment, Guiju and the golden generation are at the Pope's palace, accepting Bibi Dong's summons. Elder Ghost, Elder Ju, you did a good job this time. The golden generation was a genius cultivated by Bibi Dong. Xiaoyu and Yen were successfully promoted to soul masters. She was also very pleased. These were the future talents of Wuhuan Hall. Thanks to your Majesty's blessing, everything went smoothly this time. Xiaoyu and Yen each received perfect 3rd soul rings. Douluo also introduced Xiaoyu and Yan's soul rings to Bibi Dong in detail, but the soul rings only had a standard lifespan of more than 1,700 years. Very good. Yen, Xiaoyu, you are the future pillars of Wuhuan Palace, keep up your hard work. I will obey your Majesty's teachings. Xiaoyu and Yen were very excited to be praised by Pope Bibi Dong. Your Majesty, this time we also found a little boy in the soul-hunting town. He has obtained the 1st soul ring at the age of 6. I conclude that he must be a genius with innate soul power. He is already a soul master at the age of 6. He must be full of innate soul power. Why don't you bring him back to the spirit hall? Before Douluo finished speaking, Bibi Dong interrupted him directly, with a hint of anger in her stunning face. A soul master with innate soul power, as long as he is properly trained, will definitely become a titled Douluo. For this kind of talent, Wuhuan Palace is most lacking. Your Majesty, please calm down. That little boy is not a commoner. There are protectors around him. They are 3 women, one of whom is a soul Douluo, and the other 2 are soul saints. Because they were wearing cloaks at the time and their subordinates didn't know who they were, we speculated that they might be teachers from Tianshui College. Your Majesty. These are just speculations by my subordinates and cannot be confirmed. Do you want to send someone to investigate? Giju and Giju expressed their speculations, thinking that if the other party really came from Tianshui Academy, Wuhuan Palace would not be able to win over him. After listening to the narration of Guizhu and Guizhu, Bibi Dong stood up with a bang, recalling some past events, and murmured to himself. Tianshui Academy? Is it her? But Tianshui Academy will not accept male soul masters. Little boy? Could it be the child of that couple? If that's the case, that would be interesting. Shui Lan Xian, Shui Lan Xian. The two sisters probably changed their names back then to protect that child. The figures of Yifeng and Lu Ruyan appeared in Bibi Dong's mind, and she immediately thought of the little boy's identity. As the Pope of Wuhuan Palace, Bibi Dong cut off the sky with his hand, and she also knew about Shui Lanxin and Shui Lanyue changing their names. What does the little boy look like? Bibi Dong calmed down and asked about the little boy's appearance. Teacher. That little guy is very cute. He is the most handsome boy I have ever seen. Hulaina said with a hint of blush on her face when she talked about the little boy's appearance. Oh. It's really not easy for a boy to be praised by Nana. Bibi Dong looked at his apprentice's expression and smiled inwardly. Elder Ju, send someone to Tianshui City's Martial Soul Branch Hall to investigate and see if what I have speculated is true. From the description of his disciple Hulaina, Bibi Dong remembered the fairy couple Yifeng and Lu Ruyan. The two were very good-looking. If the little boy was really their child, he must be the best among men. Two elders, please take Xia Yu and Yen down. Nana stays. Bibi Dong said lightly and took Hulaina to the courtyard where she lived. Teacher. Do you know the identity of that little boy? Who is he? When she came to the courtyard, Hulaina carefully pressed Bibi Dong's shoulders and beat her legs. Well. I'm just speculating. We'll wait until the investigation is clear. Nana, tell me in detail what you encountered in the soul-hunting town. Yes. Teacher. When I saw that little guy, I told my brother that the little boy was so cute. As a result, Yen got angry and wanted to challenge the little boy as if he had lost his mind. Hulaina talked with her teacher about what happened when she met the little boy in the soul-hunting town. This Yen is simply a pig-brained person who brings shame to our spirit hall. Bibi Dong was very angry when she heard that Yen actually bullied the small. A few days later, the investigation report of the Tianshui City Spirit Hall was delivered to Bibi Dong. Tianshui City didn't find a genius boy with full soul power. Bibi Dong looked at the investigation file of Tianshui City Wuhuan Branch Hall with a confused look on his face. His Majesty the Pope, it seems that the elders of that little boy did not take him to the Spirit Hall to register. They probably do not want to be exposed. It stands to reason that after a soul master is promoted to a soul master, he will usually register in our Wuhuan Hall and receive a soul master subsidy every month. However, the other party did not register, so he is not short of money. Your Majesty. Do you want to send someone to contact Tianshui Academy? Guizhu and the two analyzed it, and they felt more and more that the identity of the little boy was not simple. Tianshui Academy is all female soul masters, and they have an excellent reputation throughout the continent. If we investigate rashly, it will appear disrespectful to others, and it will also damage the image of our Wuhuan Palace. As a woman, Bibi Dong did not want to embarrass Tianshui Academy. Besides, she had some interactions with the Shui sisters when she was young, so she could not do such a thing. Let this matter end here. There is no need to investigate the identity of the little boy anymore, let alone talk about it to the outside world. I will make my own decision in the future. That's right. I heard from Nana that Yen wanted to challenge that little boy at that time. This kind of bullying of the younger by the older will damage the image of our spirit hall. You two elders should know what to do. Bibi Dong remembered that the Shui sisters had changed their names to avoid their enemies, so she suppressed the matter and waited to see what would happen. When I have time in the future, I will go and find out for myself. If that little boy is really the child of Yifeng and Lu Ruyan, it would be interesting. Your Majesty. I have already punished Yen Mian Bizi for half a year. As a title Douluo Ghost Douluo is also in charge of the penal code of Wuhuan Palace. What he says must be implemented, so Hong Maoyan cannot escape the confinement for the past 6 months. The Pope of Wuhuan Palace's investigation of Yi Liangchen's identity did not cause any big sensation. Yi Liangchen did not know about these things. It was a long journey from Balaksoto City to Tianshui College. Lan Xiaodai and the 3 sisters took Yi Liangchen with them as if they were traveling with a baby. They ate, drank and had fun along the way. It was so uncomfortable. It took them nearly 20 days and finally returned. Tianshui College. Aunt Lan, we spent a lot of money this time. Yi Liangchen made a rough estimate and found that this trip to the Star Forest cost about 2,000 gold soul coins. The food expenses for all the teachers and students of Tianshui College for a month only cost 3,000 gold soul coins. This trip of 4 people almost ate up the food expenses of all the teachers and students of Tianshui College for a month. They are really rich and willful. Xiaochen. I'm not short of money. Lan Xiaodai smiled and stretched out her hand to rub Yi Liangchen's little head. Xiaochen, our Tianshui College is in Tianshui City, but there are many industries. 80% of the clothing stores in the city are ours. Many vendors in the 2 empires purchase clothing worth millions of gold soul coins from us every year. The clothing industry is the pillar industry of Tianshui City. We can earn millions of gold soul coins every year relying on the clothing industry. Su Lin and Lan Xiaoling introduced the industry of Tianshui College, which surprised Yi Liangchen. He didn't expect these women to be really powerful. They are truly strong women. Aunt Lan, you are so awesome. Lan Xiaodai smiled. Tianshui College is so big. Without industry support, it would be impossible to survive with just the tuition fees paid by students. The empire also allocates a certain amount of money every year, but it's just a drop in the bucket. The 3 women introduced the business model of Tianshui College to Yi Liangchen, and they also made Yi Liangchen see the difficulty of Tianshui College. When several people walked into the gate of Tianshui College, it was noon. The teachers and students of the school were resting on the playground. When they saw Yi Liangchen and his group coming back, they immediately cheered. The dean and the others are back. Shui Binger, Shui Yuer, Shui Wu, and other girls immediately ran over from a distance, and many teachers from the college also gathered around, wanting to see what Yi Liangchen and the others had gained from their trip to the Star Forest. Dean! You must have taken too long this time. Several senior teachers said with a smile. Teachers have worked hard during this period. Sister Lan Xiaodai also understood that once they left, the main work of the college would be controlled by these teachers. What soul ring did Brother Xiaochen get? Show us. Shui Binger sisters, Shui Wu, Yu Heru and a bunch of other girls began to ask about Yi Liangchen's first soul ring. They are similar to you, both have century-old soul rings. In Tianshui College, it didn't matter if everyone saw it, Yi Liangchen had no choice but to summon the spirit of the goddess of life. Buzzing. A dark yellow soul ring floated out slowly, shocking the teachers and students. Oh my God! Brother Xiaochen's martial spirit is so beautiful. A group of little girls looked at Yi Liangchen's unbelievably beautiful goddess martial spirit. They were all stunned, and their little mouths opened into the letter O. The color of this soul ring is darker than our century-old soul ring. Is this a soul ring that is close to 1,000 years old? Oh my God! How is this possible? The first soul ring is close to 1,000 years old, it's incredible. Many teachers and students in the college were shocked by Yi Liangchen's soul ring, which simply broke their cognition. Yi Liangchen took back the martial spirit, thinking that it was just an ordinary century-old spirit ring, no big deal. Some other time travelers still have 100,000 years left on their first soul rings, and that's when they're truly awesome. Dean, how old is Brother Xiaochen's first soul ring? Some senior students asked Lan Xiaodai curiously. The year 999 is only 1 year away from reaching 1,000 years. Su Lin explained at the side. You saw Xiaochen's soul ring today, but you must keep it secret and don't let anyone outside the school know. Lan Xiaodai warned everyone that although there is no need to worry about the little guy's safety now, if word of the first soul ring exceeding the age limit comes out of the school, it will inevitably attract the attention of all major forces. Don't worry, Dean. We swear by our martial spirits that we will never leak anything about Brother Xiaochen. Lan Xiaodai is the dean, no one dares not to listen to her words. I want to tell you another good news. Teacher Su Lin has been successfully promoted to Soul Saint, and her soul power has reached level 73. Yi Liangchen told Su Lin about Su Lin's promotion to Soul Saint to divert everyone's attention so that these women would not always focus on him. Buzzing. Everyone. Don't be too surprised. Su Lin also cooperated to release her martial soul. Yellow, yellow, purple, black and black, 7 soul rings appeared from Su Lin one after another, extremely dazzling. Teacher Su Lin has been promoted to Soul Saint, that's great. Everyone cheered happily to celebrate Su Lin. The addition of a powerful Soul Saint was a matter worth celebrating for the entire Tianshui Academy. The age of teacher Su Lin's 7th soul ring seems to be very high. Several teachers were shocked by the 7th soul ring. My 7th soul ring is a 42,000-year-old blue-scaled dragon soul ring. Su Lin explained to everyone. A 42,000-year-old blue-scaled dragon? This is too powerful. The 3 teachers in Qi, Mu Qingxue, and Li Suyan are also soul saints. Their 7th soul rings are only about 35,000 years old. They are also impressed by Su Lin's ability to obtain a 42,000-year-old soul ring. Brother Xiaochen's first soul ring has surpassed the limit, and teacher Su Lin has also broken through to Soul Saint. It's a double happiness. Shui Binger, Shui Yuer, Shui Wu, and others were the happiest, cheering and dancing like a group of beautiful butterflies. Brother Xiaochen, let us see your number 1 soul skill. Some students were very curious about Yi Liangchen's first soul skill. The real purpose was to see the little guy's beautiful goddess martial soul. Girls always yearn for beautiful things. Swish. At this time, the old Dean Shui Lingfeng quickly came to Yi Liangchen from a distance and ordered everyone to disperse. It's time for you girls to go to class. Xiaochen has been driving all the way and is tired. Don't disturb him anymore. Yes. Grandma Dean. As soon as Shui Lingfeng spoke, the others dispersed. After all, this old man had a very strange temper. Grandma Dean. We are back. Yi Liangchen greeted Shui Lingfeng. I haven't seen you for almost 2 months. Grandma misses you so much. Shui Lingfeng hugged Yi Liangchen in her arms and talked warmly. Did nothing happen on your trip? Shui Lingfeng asked her 2 daughters and Su Lin. Mother. This trip to the Star Forest has yielded a lot, but we encountered some bigger things, about Xiaochen. Let's talk about it when we go back to the house. I also received some important news, also about Xiaochen. Shui Lingfeng interrupted Lan Xiaodai and pulled Yi Liangchen towards the college office building. Sister Lan Xiaodai and Su Lin immediately followed. At this moment, they were wondering, could it be that the little guy's identity was exposed? When several people came to the lobby of the office building, Lan Xiaodai quickly asked, Mom, what happened? There is news from the city lord's mansion that just a few days ago, Cardinal Santos of the Wuhuan Palace in Tianshui City sent someone to investigate a 6-year-old boy who was born with full soul power. It is obvious that he was investigating Xiaochen. Daughter, have you exposed your identity outside? That when Shui Lingfeng told this story, she was very worried about Yi Liangchen's safety. What? Wuhuan Palace is investigating Xiaochen. Could it be that Ghost Douluo and Ju Douluo guessed our identities? Sister Lan Xiaodai was suddenly shocked. Senior sister, we were wearing cloaks and covering our faces. We didn't even release our martial spirits, so they couldn't recognize us. Su Lin felt that there was no conflict with Gui Ju title Douluo at that time, and it was impossible for the other party to recognize him. What is going on? Shui Lingfeng heard that several people also met Ju Douluo and Ghost Douluo. They must have sensed Yi Liangchen's strength. Mom, there were 3 young people in Wuhuan Hall at that time. One of them, a 10-year-old girl, praised Xiaochen for looking good. The other 13-year-old red-haired boy became anxious and said that he wanted to challenge Xiaochen. This led to Gue Ju Tu titled Douluo. Sister Lan Xiaodai told her mother completely about meeting the 3 geniuses of Wuhuan Palace in the soul-hunting town. I see. Who are the people taught by this spirit hall? How could a quasi-soul master bully a level 10 soul master so shamelessly? I think Giju and I guessed that you are from Tianshui College based on the strength of the 3 of you. The Wuhuan Palace will win over the geniuses on the mainland if they can. If they can't, they will find ways to suppress or get rid of them. I wonder how Bibi Dong will treat Xiaochen after discovering his talent. I hope she can take the sake of getting to know Lu Ruyan and not embarrass Xiaochen. Shui Lingfeng felt powerless when she thought of Bibi Dong's ruthless methods. Mother, don't worry about Xiaochen's safety. We met 2 super titled Douluo this time in the Star Do Forest. They are willing to protect Xiaochen. Although they don't know each other's origins, they may be related to gods and have no ill intentions towards Xiaochen. Lan Xiaodai told Shui Lingfeng about her encounter with Di Tian and Bai Ji. Is this serious? Mom, it's true, Xiaochen's future enemy will still be God. Lan Xiaodai also told the story about how Shura God borrowed Tang Hao's help to kill Yi Liangchen's parents. After all, Di Tian and the others knew about the gods, so they shouldn't lie to everyone. Yi Liangchen took out the Silver Dragon King's reverse scale and explained to Shui Lingfeng, Grandma Dean, Di Tian said that when you are in danger, use your soul power to activate the reverse scale, and he will come out to help me solve the trouble. So that's it. No matter what happens in the future, we will face it together. Shui Lingfeng looked at Yi Liangchen's small figure, and when she thought that his enemy actually had a spirit, she hugged the little guy in her arms with distress. Yi Liangchen thought for a while and realized that it was not a big problem for Bibi Dong to pay attention to his own affairs. Anyway, it was impossible for him to join the spirit hall. If the other party dared to force him, he would directly summon Di Tian to beat him. With Di Tian's current strength, he is not afraid even if DouluoDalu comes. However, Yi Liangchen still hopes that those big guys will not come to cause trouble for him. Otherwise, if Di Tian takes action, it will cause a great shock, and the teachers and students of Tianshui College will also be implicated. Chapter 19 Enrollment. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Yi Liangchen has successfully obtained the first soul ring, and it is also a 999-year soul ring. Shui Lingfeng is very excited. She even specially made a sumptuous dinner and called Shui Binger and Shui Yu back, and the whole family prepared it together. The little one celebrates. Binger, Yuer, Xiaochen will enter school tomorrow. You two should help him more in school, you know. After eating, Lan Xiaodai arranged for Yi Liangchen to enroll in school. She knew that the little guy usually liked to be quiet, but she was afraid that he would feel lonely, so she asked Shui Binger and Shui Yuer to spend more time with the little guy at school so that he could have a happy childhood. Mom! Don't worry. We will take good care of brother Xiaochen. Shui Binger waved her little hand and assured her mother. Brother Xiaochen. Are you happy that you are going to school with us? Shui Yuer was very excited when she thought of this. Her little face smiled like a crescent moon, very cute. Well enough, Yi Liangchen was unwilling to go to school. He knew more about soul master training than the teachers in the academy, and there was nothing to learn. Besides, the teachers in the academy couldn't teach him anything. I lived for 19 years in my previous life, and went to school for 12 of them. Now that I have traveled to this different world, I still have to go to school. This is my fate. According to the graduation requirements for senior students in Tianshui, they need to practice to level 40 at least. Based on my own training speed, it is estimated that it will take until after the age of 12. Calculating this, you will have to stay in school for several years. However, now that I am only a 6-year-old child, I cannot refute the arrangements of adults. Fortunately, this world does not have the various midterm and final exams in the previous life, and there are no brain-burning math questions, so it is still very relaxing. Xiaochen. Don't be upset. It would be great to study with Binger, Yue, and the others. Grandma will take you to see your house first. During the time we went to Star Do Forest, Grandma has already built a courtyard for you. Shui Lingfeng gave Yi Liangchen a few words of advice, then took the little guy's hand and walked to a beautiful courtyard in the distance. Daughter. After Xiaochen goes to school, he will start to become independent, but after all, he is only a 6-year-old child. Let Binger and Yue move to Xiaochen's yard. In this way, the 3 little guys will also we can look out for each other. Mother. We would have arranged it even if you didn't tell us. Shui Lingfeng, mother and daughter looked at each other and thought this method was good. Anyway, these 3 little guys will be a family in the future. The relationship between childhood sweethearts must be cultivated from an early age to be unbreakable. Sister. We are going to live in that courtyard with brother Xiaochen. It's great. Yeah. Then we'll go to the school dormitory right away to move things over. When Shui Binger and Shui Yue heard that their elders had made such an arrangement, they jumped up with joy and immediately ran back to the school dormitory to move their belongings back. Grandma Dean, Aunt Lon. Didn't you say you want me to learn to be independent? Why do you still let my 2 sisters live at my place? How can I be independent then? Yi Liangchen was helpless. He finally had a yard. He thought that he finally had an independent space, but before he could be happy, he was arranged in the blink of an eye. Xiaochen, be good. Listen to your aunt's arrangements. Binger and Yue are also your sisters. You should grow up together and take care of each other. The Lan Xiaodai sisters smiled, knelt down, stretched out their hands to rub Yi Liangchen's head, and felt very funny looking at the little guy's confused look. Seeing the auntie smiles on the faces of the Lan Xiaodai sisters, Yi Liangchen exclaimed in his heart, what a guy. It turns out they were going to play this trick. But it doesn't matter, they won't harm themselves, and they will act like obedient and good children in front of their elders. Anyway, Hunyuan Ju, 5 elements divine fist and those sword techniques have also been made known to Lan Xiaodai and the others. Sister Shui Binger will definitely practice them in the future, and she can also practice various magical techniques openly, without having to worry about anything unusual. Fortunately, I put these skills into the Jade Pendant Soul Guide some time ago, so that Lan Xiaodai and the others thought they were left behind by their parents. Otherwise, if she wanted to practice these magical skills, she would have to practice them secretly like little Tang San next door. As for other things, I will consider them later when I grow up. For now, I should practice and work hard to improve my strength. In this cruel alien world, you must have strong strength to have everything. The place where Yi Liangchen lives now is by a forest 200 meters away from Lan Xiaodie's office building, and about a kilometer away from the teaching building. The courtyard covers an area of about 2,000 square meters and is completely surrounded by walls. It is a white 2-story building, estimated to be 400 square meters, and is very beautifully decorated. There are some flowers, plants and trees planted around the house, and there is a small pond in the front left, with some lotus plants and some goldfish. There is a pavilion next to the pond, and there is an open space on the left side of the house, about 500 square meters. Shui Lingfeng specially asked the architect to build it as a training ground for Yi Liangchen. The whole yard is very beautiful. It is far away from the noisy school playground and looks very quiet. It is a perfect place for relaxation. Xiaochen. How do you like it? Do you like the manor Grandma built for you? Entering the manor, Shui Lingfeng introduced the courtyard to Yi Liangchen with a smile. She specially went to the city to invite several soul masters who were good at architecture and worked for more than a month to build this luxurious manor. Thank you, Grandma. This yard is so beautiful. Yi Liangchen looked at this luxurious manor and thought that his treatment was too good. If he were on Blue Star in his previous life, he would have to be super rich to afford it. Xiaochen. How about you give this villa a name? Lan Xiaodai said with a smile. Then let's call it Jingxian Villa. Grandma Dean, Aunt Lan, what do you think of this name? Jingxian Villa. Qing Jingxian Yun, a good name. Xiaochen is really amazing. Several people were very happy when they heard that Liangchen had such a nice name. Wow! Here we come. At this time, Shui Binger and Shui Yuer also moved the things in the dormitory back. Looking at this luxurious manner, the two little girls were very excited. Binger, Yuer, you have to take good care of your brother from now on, do you understand? Shui Lingfeng said to the two granddaughters with a smile. Don't worry, Grandma. We will take good care of brother Xiaochen. The two little girls waved their fists, indicating that there was no problem. Xiaochen, I will go to school with Binger and the others early tomorrow morning. If you need anything, just tell your aunt. Let's go back first. You three little guys will stay here from now on. Shui Lingfeng, mother and daughter saw sister Shui Binger back. After giving a few instructions, they returned to the office building to discuss the future of the college. Thank you, Grandma Dean, and thank you Aunt Lon. I will definitely study hard. Liangchen waved goodbye to the three elders, and then chose to live on the second floor. After all, living high up would feel more comfortable. After opening the door, I found that the daily necessities inside were complete, including quilts and towels. It was more convenient than just carrying a bag to check in. Brother Xiaochen, don't you live with us on the first floor? There are 4 rooms on the first floor. After the Shui Binger sisters packed up their things, they ran to Liangchen's room and asked curiously. They thought this little guy did it on purpose. Sisters, I'll live on the second floor. Liangchen chuckled. Shui Yuer said in a weird way, hey. Sister. Brother Xiaochen must be shy. Okay. Brother Xiaochen, it's getting late. You should have a rest. Remember to get up tomorrow morning and go to school with us. Shui Binger explained, and then pulled her sister down to the second floor. New. Liangchen waved to the two girls, then started taking a bath and getting ready for bed. There was nothing to say all night, and around 8 o'clock the next morning, Liangchen was sleeping soundly. Tuck tuck. Xiaochen. Get up soon. After breakfast, we should go to school. Lazy pig. Get up soon. You won't be late for the first day of school, right? At this moment, Sister Shui Binger's voice rang outside the door, directly waking up Liangchen. Sisters, wait a moment, we will be here soon. Liangchen had no choice but to get up and get dressed, wash up quickly, and then have breakfast with Sister Shui Binger in the hall, and then rush towards the school. As soon as the 3 little guys went out, they saw Teacher Su Lin standing at the door of the manor, quietly waiting for the 3 of them, with an ant-like smile on her face. Teacher Su Lin. Why are you here? The 3 of them greeted the woman. Of course I'm waiting for you. Binger, Yuer, you go to school first. I'll take Xiaochen to the dean to register first, and I'll also help him tailor his school uniform, and then I'll take him to school. Su Lin told the 2 little girls to go to school first, and then led Liangchen towards the dean's office. Okay. Teacher Su Lin. The 2 little girls jumped towards the school, like 2 little angels. Xiaochen. Today you officially become my student. How about it? Are you happy? Su Lin said to Liangchen with a smile, and reached out to rub his head. It's okay. Liangchen said calmly, wondering what was so happy about this. Hey. Little guy. It seems like you're still a little unhappy about going to school. Su Lin knew that this little guy liked to practice alone and didn't like going to school. She thought that this little guy went to school with a bunch of girls because he was probably shy. Teacher Su Lin. Let me declare first. After I go to school, I will not learn to dance from you. Tianshui College also has singing and dancing courses, and Su Lin is also one of the school's dance teachers. Liangchen is really afraid that this woman will let him learn those. Pfft. He. Don't worry. The teacher won't arrange those courses for you. But if Xiaochen wants to learn, the teacher can teach you. Su Lin twisted her lips and let out an evil laugh. She even wanted the little guy to try wearing women's clothes. It would be very fun. Teacher Su Lin. Let's not talk about this topic anymore. When Liangchen saw this woman, he had an idea of playing a prank, which seemed a bit unreliable. Pfft. Hee hee. Okay. The teacher is joking with you. Su Lin gave a sweet smile, took Liangchen's little hand, and quickly walked towards the dean's office. The teaching director is Mtlnovel, 49 years old. His martial soul is Tianshui Ling. He is a level 76, control soul saint with good strength. Although she is almost 50 years old, her charm is still there. She looks like she is only 35 years old, and she is also a great beauty. There is no ugly person in Tianshui College. Even the oldest Granny Li has many wrinkles on her face, but she is still very elegant and kind. It can be seen that she was also a great beauty when she was young. Mtlnovel had been waiting in the office for a long time. When she saw the arrival of Su Lin and Liangchen, she immediately greeted them. Director. I kept you waiting. Teacher Su Lin. You're welcome. When Su Lin and Mtlnovel met, they naturally greeted each other. Teacher Mu, good morning. Liangchen is now a formal student, and he has to say hello to teachers in the college when he meets them. Good morning, classmate Xiaochen. Come. Register the details of the soul ring. The dean said that the age of your soul ring should be recorded and included in the college's advanced textbooks. In the future, we will discuss how to transcend the age of absorbing the soul ring. Mtlnovel took out a blank file to record Liangchen's affairs. Swish, swish, swish. After a while, Mtlnovel recorded the matter of Liangchen's soul ring. Su Lin also used a tape measure to measure Liangchen's figure so that she could customize school uniforms for him. After a lot of trouble, it was finally done. Su Lin also received a few books for Liangchen, and then took him to the junior classroom. There are a total of 500 junior soul master students, divided into 10 classes. Students at this level have soul powers between level 1 and level 20. In order to take care of civilian soul masters, Tianshui Academy can also enroll with innate level 1 soul power. Some of them will choose to graduate if they find it difficult to make progress after practicing to more than 10 levels. There are about 400 students in the intermediate class, and their soul power is between level 20 and 35. Students with average qualifications are already in their 20s when they reach the level of soul master, and they usually choose to graduate. The advanced class has the smallest number of students, with only about 100 students. Talented and young students generally enter the advanced class. After all, the minimum graduation requirement here is level 40. Some students even stay as teachers after graduation, while others work in Tianshui City. Liangchen feels that the teaching system of Tianshui College is very good, giving these women more choices. When Su Lin led Liangchen into Shui Binger's classroom, all the more than 50 students stood up and shouted in unison. Welcome brother Xiaochen to enroll. Pa bang bang. A group of little girls even clapped and welcomed him, as if they were welcoming distinguished guests. As soon as Liangchen saw this formation, he knew that it was Shui Binger, Shui Yuer, Shui Wu, and the other girls who caused it. Ha! You girls are really good at getting things done. Originally, the teacher wanted to hold a welcome ceremony for Xiaochen, but I didn't expect you had already arranged it. Su Lin looked at these weird girls and felt very happy. Teacher Su Lin. How can you worry about such a trivial matter? We are enough. Shui Binger sisters, Shui Wu, Yu Heru and others said with smiles. These girls were very excited to see Liangchen coming. Xiaochen. Say hello to everyone and introduce yourself. We will all be classmates from now on. Teacher Su Lin. It doesn't need to be so grand, right? You brat. Hurry up and introduce your name and martial arts spirit to everyone. This is the admission rule, do you understand? All right. Seeing that the woman insisted on her request, Liangchen had no choice but to introduce himself according to the rules of the Soul Master world. Hello everyone, my name is Liangchen, I am 6 years old, my martial soul is a goddess, and I am a level 14 first level soul master. Please take good care of me in the future. Pa bang bang. The whole class clapped and cheered again. Welcome again, Brother Xiaochen. Brother Xiaochen is still a level 14 soul master, which is amazing. Some little girls had never seen Liangchen's strength before, but now they were shocked to hear that this little guy actually had level 14 soul power. Xiaochen, go find a seat and sit down. A teacher will come to class later. Su Lin said softly and then walked out of the classroom. Yes. Teacher Su Lin. As soon as Liangchen finished speaking, Shui Binger and Shui Yuer immediately ran over and pulled him to the desk between the two sisters. They had already prepared a place for the little guy. Xiaochen. From now on, I will sit here with my sister. Shui Binger smiled. I want to go to the last row. Liangchen felt a little uncomfortable sitting in the first row with so many pairs of eyes staring at him. No. The Shui Binger sisters pinned Liangchen to his seat and did not allow him to run to the last row of seats. Hee. Brother Xiaochen, if you want to go to the last row of seats, you probably want to doze off during class time. It's a pity that Binger and Yuer won't give you this chance. That's right. The girls Shui Wu and Yuhara laughed strangely and chattered non-stop. The scene was very cheerful. Chapter 20 The Cheating Academic. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. The courses at Tianshui College are relatively relaxed, with only 4 classes a day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. In addition to giving lectures to students in the classroom, the teachers at the academy also instruct students to perform soul fighting exercises, teach students to sing and dance, and arrange for students to practice martial arts in a simulated environment. The soul masters of Tianshui Academy are all water attributed, and the mimic environment is a huge lake with some buildings on the lake, like a water park. When the students practiced in the simulated environment, some practiced in the pavilions on the lake, while others entered the lake to practice. When their interest arose, they practiced various soul skills directly in the lake. When a group of beauties were playing in the water, they looked like fairies emerging from the water. The scene was very fragrant. This is also the reason why Tianshui Academy prohibits male soul masters from entering. Just imagine, if a male soul master is in such a mimic environment, how can he still think about practicing? The study life of a soul master in another world is much easier than when he was studying in his previous life. There are no after-school homeworks and various brain-burning exams. For Liangchen, who has been tortured by heavy study tasks, it is really easy. On the first day of school, Liangchen fell in love with this kind of study and life. This kind of extremely relaxing course was not very enjoyable. However, Liangchen also understood that he could not live too comfortably in a cruel different world. The next morning, in the classroom where Liangchen was, Su Lin was explaining the knowledge of soul beasts to these little guys. Dear students, as we all know, the levels of soul beasts are divided into 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, and 100,000 years. Do you know what the colors of these soul rings are? When Su Lin asked this question, many students rushed to answer it. Teacher. The 10-year soul ring is white, the 100-year soul ring is yellow, the 1,000-year soul ring is purple, the 10,000-year soul ring is black, and the 100,000-year soul ring is red. Su Lin smiled, very good. It seems that everyone is doing well. After learning this knowledge, it will be easier for you to find the soul beast that suits you when you obtain soul rings in the future. Teacher Su Lin. If it is a soul beast that is more than 100,000 years old, what color should the soul ring be? Where are the million-year-old soul beasts? At this time, Liangchen suddenly said something lightly, which shocked everyone else in the classroom, including Su Lin. Yeah. Classmate Xiaochen. No one has ever seen a soul beast of this level, and doesn't anyone know if it exists? Su Lin couldn't laugh or cry when she saw this little guy asking such an exaggerated question. She felt that this little guy was making excuses. A million-year soul beast? The Encyclopedia of Soul Beasts only records 100,000-year-old soul beasts. What Brother Xiaochen said should not exist. Shui Binger, Shui Wu, and the other girls also expressed their opinions, believing that soul beasts that were more than 100,000 years old did not exist. Teacher Su Lin. I think that since there are soul beasts that are 100,000 years old, there are also those that are 200,000 years old, or even 1 million years old. Liangchen said calmly, regardless of whether everyone believed it or not, he pretended to be curious and said it in order to break people's perceptions. Brother Xiaochen. Why do you think there are soul beasts that are more than 100,000 years old? Shui Binger asked curiously. He. I guessed it. Liangchen scratched his head and smiled naively. At the moment, he couldn't tell everyone that there were a lot of ferocious beasts in Douluo Continent, otherwise they would be frightened. Duh. Su Lin opened a pair of slender legs and walked towards Liangchen with mysterious steps. Her high heels made a crisp sound when she stepped on the floor, which was very pleasant. Xiaochen. The teacher feels that you are causing trouble on purpose. When she came to Liangchen, Su Lin deliberately put on a pretty face and stared at the little guy's innocent face, pretending to be serious. Teacher Su Lin. I just made some deductions based on the things recorded in the Encyclopedia of Soul Beasts. Don't worry about it. Liangchen spread his hands. Anyway, he has already said it. It is up to you to judge whether you believe it or not. Okay. The teacher knows that you are smart and know how to draw inferences from one case to another. However, if there are soul beasts that are more than 100,000 years old, we are not able to come into contact with them. We have never seen even 100,000-year-old soul beasts, let alone understand them. Su Lin remembered that she had learned about the gods from Tian and Bibi in the Star Forest some time ago, so it was really possible for spirit beasts that were more than 100,000 years old to exist. Teacher Su Lin. Is what Brother Xiaochen said true? Shui Binger and the other girls came over and asked curiously. Teacher, I don't know either. This is just Xiaochen's guess. Su Lin spread her hands, as if you were asking me about whom. If Liangchen hadn't said this, she wouldn't have thought that way. Dang. At this time, the get-out-of-class bell rang, the morning classes were over, and it was lunch time. Dear students. That's it for this morning's class. Get out of class is over. Xiaochen. Go with the teacher. Su Lin announced to the students that get out of class was over, then grabbed Liangchen's little hand and walked out of the classroom door. Hey! Teacher Su Lin. We have to take Brother Xiaochen to dinner. Where are you taking him? Shui Binger and Shui Yuer saw their brother being taken away by Su Lin and shouted after them. Binger, Yuer, Xiaochen's lunch today has been arranged by the teacher. Su Lin turned back and smiled at the two little girls, thinking, can I still make the little guys hungry? Then my job as a teacher will be in vain. Teacher Su Lin. Are you trying to punish me? Liangchen followed Su Lin, thinking that he had deliberately asked such exaggerated questions in class before. This woman thought that she was making excuses. Would she really want to punish herself? Lan Xiaodai had told Su Lin before that if Liangchen was naughty in class, she could directly teach her. Although Lan Xiaodai dotes on the little guy, she is very strict about his education. Su Lin felt very amused when she saw Liangchen's confused and a little scared look. He. Don't worry. Although the dean has told you, teacher, how can I be willing to punish you? Su Lin reached out her hand, rubbed the little guy's face, and then pulled him to continue walking towards her residence. After a while, the two came to a luxurious building. This is the residence of the teachers of the college. Each teacher has a 100 square meter house, which is a mansion with 3 bedrooms and 2 living rooms. Teachers. Good afternoon. When he came here, he saw other teachers. Liangchen quickly said hello and greetings to everyone. This is an essential quality for a good student. Classmate Xiaochen. Are you still used to it at school? Let's have dinner with the teacher. These teachers who did not eat in the cafeteria all returned to their residences to cook. When they saw Liangchen coming back with Su Lin, they all came over enthusiastically and gathered around the little guy to ask questions. There is only one male soul master in the entire academy, Liangchen, and he is also a cute little boy. This is equivalent to a rare species, and everyone likes him very much. Teachers. Xiaochen is having lunch with me today, please help yourself. Su Lin smiled charmingly, then pulled the little guy into her house. Seeing Su Lin's protective look, several female teachers showed gossiping smiles. This woman couldn't catch up with Xiaochen's father back then. Could it be that she is raising the little guy as her son now? It's really possible that love will not disappear, it will only transfer, ahaha. Don't talk nonsense. If the dean hears it, be careful not to get any good results. Arriving at Su Lin's house, Liangchen's eyes immediately lit up. The furniture in the whole house was very poetic and looked very comfortable. The walls were covered with various beautiful landscape paintings, and some of them were of Su Lin herself. The picture is very sexy and charming. Teacher Su Lin. Your room is very beautiful. Liangchen saw another cabinet with more than a dozen bottles of fine wine and some expensive tea, and thought that this woman really knew how to enjoy life. Your teacher, my monthly salary is 1,000 gold soul coins. I am considered a rich man after all, so I naturally have to enjoy my life. Su Lin smiled sweetly, took out a bag from the drawer and handed it to Liangchen. Xiaochen. This is the uniform customized by the college for you. Please keep it. You play here for a while, and the teacher will go cook right away. There will be delicious food soon. After a few words of explanation, Su Lin walked into the kitchen, put on her apron, and started cooking. Thank you, teacher. Liangchen took the bag and opened it. There were 4 sets of clothes inside. They were blue and white in color. They looked very comfortable. The fabrics were of high quality. The clothes were well designed and had high artistic content. They were about 3 or 4 stories high. Half an hour later, Su Lin had prepared the meal and called Liangchen over to eat. Xiaochen. How are you? Does the school uniform look good? It looks good. No wonder Aunt Lon said before that the school can earn millions of gold soul coins every year from its clothing business. It goes without saying that those clothes are almost all designed by graduates of our Tianshui College. They are all beauties and have high aesthetic standards. The 2 of them were eating and chatting, and the scene was very warm. Time passed slowly. 3 months later, Lan Xiaodai called the first part of Hunyuanju a new meditation method, and then let some well-qualified students practice it, and also asked these students to swear by their martial spirits not to leak it. Any news? As for the exquisite martial arts of 5 elements divine fist, it is divided into 5 fist techniques for all students to learn and enhance their physique. It is also regarded as a martial arts to the outside world. Many senior teachers in the academy are all students of the former Dean Xue Lingfeng. They are all core members. Everyone can practice all the techniques. As for the sword techniques of Wanmei Yingfeng and Tianhui Feixian, they are Liangchen's exclusive swords. However, Lan Xiaodai did not contribute. Lan Xiaodai could only carry out small-scale reforms in the academy. Before Tianshui Academy had absolute strength, she did not dare to spread the skills. Liangchen felt that even if Lan Xiaodai and the others only taught the first part of 5 elements divine fist and Hunyuanju, Tianshui Academy would surely shock the world in time. In these 3 months, Liangchen has learned all the knowledge he learned in the elementary, intermediate and advanced classes, which shocked all the teachers and students in the college. In fact, the knowledge taught in the classroom is nothing more than some soul master training knowledge, as well as the human geography knowledge of the 2 empires. As a time traveler, Liangchen already knows this, and he has no knowledge of Douluo. Learnable, but the teachers at the college thought that he was just extremely talented and had a photographic memory. After reading the things in the textbook, he could remember them and even draw inferences about other cases. Aunt Lon. I have learned that knowledge, now I don't have to go to the classroom to attend classes, right? After lunch that day, Liangchen came to Lan Xiaodia's office and asked not to go to class. Classes were a waste of time anyway, and it would be better to go back to Jingxian Villa to practice magical skills. At this moment, Shui Lingfeng, Lan Xiaoling, Mu Qingxue, Su Lin, and Qi, Li Suyan and others were also present. Seeing the little guy's arrogant look, they all proposed to test him. Then we will test you. If you can answer the questions, we will agree to your request. Lan Xiaodai, Shui Lingfeng and others were very happy. It only took 3 months for this little guy to learn all the knowledge taught in school. He is a super academic. This is called a true genius. I'm ready, just ask. Liangchen was laughing in his heart. Just ask, you don't know as much as I do. What are the major sects in the Soul Master world? Su Lin asked first. Martial Soul Hall is the largest Soul Master force, then there are the Slaughter City and Poseidon Island, and the rest are the upper 3 sects and the lower 4 sects. Liangchen slowly told the story of these Soul Master forces. Regarding the Slaughter City and Poseidon Island, the files of Tianshui College were also recorded, but they were not open to the public. Liangchen happened to have read the files of Tianshui College. Lan Xiaodai saw that the little guy knew all about the forces in the mainland, so she asked again, what should a Soul Master pay attention to when absorbing a 10,000-year soul ring? 10,000-year soul beasts can generally unlock spiritual wisdom. When a Soul Master absorbs a 10,000-year soul ring, it will produce soul shock, which will have an impact on the soul of the Soul Master. Under normal circumstances, Soul Masters can only reach level 50 and have good physical fitness. You and your soul must be strong enough to withstand the soul shock caused by the 10,000-year soul ring, otherwise you will easily become an idiot. Yeah. Not bad. What is the strongest auxiliary martial spirit in the mainland? The girls were very satisfied with the little guy's answer, so they started asking questions again. Liangchen didn't even think about it and said directly, my life goddess martial spirit is the strongest auxiliary martial spirit. Oh. Xiaochen. Why do you say that? Everyone was shocked when Liangchen said that his goddess of life spirit was the strongest auxiliary spirit. Everyone says that the 7 treasures glazed pagoda is the first auxiliary type of martial spirit, but a soul master with the 7 treasures glazed tile pagoda can only practice up to level 79. I think it is not as good as Jiuxing Haitang. My life goddess martial spirit has both auxiliary and attack capabilities. This kind of ability must be higher than the level of martial arts spirits on the mainland. Pfft. Hee hee. Okay. We have all been defeated by you. After that, you can arrange your time freely. Whether you go to the classroom or not is up to you. Thank you, Grandma Dean. Thank you, Aunt Lan. Thank you, teachers. Lan Xiaodai, Su Lin and others asked many questions, and Liangchen was able to answer them. In the end, he said that his martial spirit was the strongest in the mainland, which made everyone laugh. In fact, Liangchen is right. The goddess of life martial spirit is a god-king level martial spirit. Its 9th soul skill, divine light of life, can even resurrect the dead. It is indeed the strongest, but Lan Xiaodai and the others don't know. That's all. After Liangchen came out of Lan Xiaodia's office, he was in a good mood and ran back to Jingxian Villa. For this day, he spent 3 months to become a super academic master. The purpose was to be able to practice various skills quietly. The exercises are so difficult. Shui Binger and Shui Yuer saw the little guy running back to the villa happily, and immediately chased after him. Xiaochen. Mom and others agreed that you would skip class. That's right. Sisters, I don't need to go to the classroom to attend classes in the future. Xiaochen. You are so amazing. You have learned all that knowledge in just 3 months. We still have to stay in school to learn all kinds of knowledge. Hey. I'm a genius. Brother Xiaochen is the best. We have classes in the afternoon, so we'll go back to school first. Goodbye, sisters. Liangchen said goodbye to Shui Binger and sisters, and then ran back to Jingxian Villa, but seeing the excited expressions of these 2 girls, Liangchen estimated that they would also skip class soon.